these niggas have motion except for me. There has to be one real nigga left in America, in this damn country.
Somebody had to do it. I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it.
see on the ring. I see on the chain, I see on the ring. I see your face, worship, crazy. I see the face, worship, crazy. I see on the chain, I see on the ring. I see on the chain, I see on the ring.
Jenny, this just might be a party. You can dance if you feel like it. We're going to pick up from where we left off yesterday. The George Floyd era is dead. We buried the BLM George Floyd era with Charlie Kirk. Today's a new day. We're like a whole different type of nigga now. America is a completely different type of nigga right now. You're not even ready for this new nigga we have to come. Trump just went to the United Nations and pulled the suit dog. Nigga, crushed the building, dog. Went to the United Nations and told them all how awful they are and how much you people are stuck right now. And they tried to play him when he got there. He kept it gangster though. It's a whole new day. Mhm. You know, the thing about this moment we're in, and especially for somebody like me who's been watching this coming, I've been watching it build to this crescendo for a while. And I can't even say we are in the crescendo. It's just that the horns are starting to get active. You know, we're not quite there yet, but it's building. And the thing is, I've been enjoying watching a lot of the meltdowns that have been happening over the years, and the hoes mad of it all. So let's start the show out with a good old-fashioned hoes mad moment.
Hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad.
This is about targeting women of color in the United States of America. Don't tell me because I didn't get a single apology.
Time has expired.
My life was threatened. Thank you.
Hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad.
Rights. We can't be passive right now. So nobody over there should take anything we say like so personally as if we're attacking them. No, we're attacking a process, not attacking people here. And I think it's really important. We need to stand up against this fascist takeover. That's not a bad word. It's a fact. And here in DC and across the country, it is so incredibly important, Mr. Chair, that this committee does not allow rhetoric that defames and or paints Washington D.C. in a way that you all haven't really truly seen. You're just reading it. No, you're just reading it or something off of some.
Will the gentlelady yield to a question?
Yeah, I think it's really important.
Will the gentlelady
No, I
yield?
don't yield. I don't even have time. I can tell you.
Your time's expired.
It is expired, but
Lee,
Mr. Chair,
some
but you all live
like
here,
Mr.
and
Lee.
you're not telling people the beautiful parts that you do see in our
Mr.
nation's
Lee.
capital. And no, it's just wrong how we're
Oh,
doing it.
Chairman, I think it's
Wrong.
insane that the
But you're
gentlelady
gonna
doesn't
look
have
at
an
the
argument, but she's going to
Washington
refer
DC
to
as a
me
bunch
and
of
some of my
You yield to
colleagues.
Mr.
Mr. Chair,
Donald.
We were
you
from the
know
Third
this.
Reich. This is
You're going to
insane.
look at
It's
14,
insane.
15-year-olds as
It's
a bunch
insane.
of criminals?
It's insane.
Oh,
Do I look like a
please.
member of the Third Reich to you, Ms.
Please,
Tlaib?
please.
Is that what I look like to you?
You're the one taking your voting
Is that
card,
what you think?
giving it
Is that
to
what you
somebody,
think?
giving
Is
it
that
a
what you
card.
think?
No, that's unethical.
I think it's radical and I think it's insane. And I'll
should be
respect
held
everything that you say.
accountable. Before
But to
open
say
your mouth,
something like
you
that
should be
to
held
myself and a lot of my colleagues is way out of line.
I'm not the
It's
one
way out of
giving
line.
voting
It's
cards
way out of
to
line.
someone
Regular
to
order,
go
Mr.
vote.
Way out of
You
line.
go to an event.
Regular order.
That's okay. But it's okay, right?
That is not how it
It's
goes.
okay, right?
You hold yourself accountable before you talk about
Hold
Washington,
myself
D.C.
accountable.
Mr. Lee.
Washington, D.C.
Hold your
out
own
of your
self
mouth.
accountable. How
Keep
about
it out
that?
of your mouth.
Hold your own
I'm
self
trying,
accountable.
Mr.
How about that?
Lee.
Free DC and make sure you
All right.
vote with your own voting card. Don't be giving it to somebody
Mr.
else.
That was wonderful.
Hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad.
This is about targeting women of color in the United States of America. Don't tell me because I didn't get a single apology.
Time has expired.
My life was threatened. Thank you.
Hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad.
And we've been talking about this build in the movement, this building energy, right? The shift in momentum. You know, the pendulum swinging, as people call it. And I've been noticing how there's a thing right now called right-wing Kino, where it's basically video edits of just, you know, right-wing, over masculine, or just European kind of culture edits with some type of crazy beat behind it, maybe some words put into it. And the reason why that kind of thing is kind of like a vibe right now is because the energy shifts, the creativity, the fucking swagger is totally held by the right wing at this moment. And so the left wing has been, they are knocked so far back on their ass right now, they're not having a good time. So they can't create a vibe that people are drawn to.
The light will defeat the dark. We will prevail. over the forces of wickedness and evil. They cannot imagine what they have awakened. They cannot conceive of the army that they have arisen in all of us. Because we stand for what is good, what is virtuous, what is noble.
At no point during the George Floyd BLM era did the left wing rather feel so creative, so hopeful, so inspired, right? They were not inspired to creativity to the point where they could actually create, right? I mean, left wing kino. To this day, I have not seen anything that could pass as what you would call left wing kino. They are not cool anymore. They look like this, and they try to make you think this is cool. And the thing about cool, if you guys remember being young and being in high school, like I imagine not everybody was cool, right? And being young, you knew when you were cool and when you were not. And the thing is, it's a vibe. You almost cannot force it, right? The more you try to force it, the weaker you look, the more of a doofball you look. And you kind of just have to go with the vibe. At a certain point, you get it. And then you are part, you have it, right? Now you can walk with swagger and all that shit, right? And it's like the left wing forgot how to be cool.
They have awakened. They cannot conceive of the army that they have arisen in all of us. Because we stand for what is good, what is virtuous, what is noble. And to those trying to incite violence against us, those trying to foment hatred against us, what do you have? You have nothing. You are nothing. You are wickedness, you are jealousy, you are envy, you are hatred. You are nothing. You can build nothing. You can produce nothing. You can create nothing. We are the ones who build. We are the ones who create. We are the ones who lift up humanity. The light.
And this is kind of what I was talking about all this time with like the powerful energy that's on display right now. This kind of thing doesn't really come around every so often. Like, I don't even think during the Obama era, we really felt this type of swag. And that was the last time the country even came close to that type of energy. And then Obama pissed it away by apologizing for America and shit.
So I ask you, what did the Democrats stand for at this point?
I think chaos, confusion, anger, they're losers.
I was talking about this very thing yesterday, right? And I was making a reference to really Black Democrats, but this applies across the board. You know, Black is just a microcosm of the problem. But ultimately, they don't stand for anything that couldn't be considered like objectively good or hopeful or inspirational. When they even try to do, you know, universal health care, you know, I think everybody deserves to eat a Whopper Jr. every day for lunch. Like, well, it sounds great in theory, but in practice, how are you going to make it happen, right? And that's where the misery starts to come in. And ultimately, they're all about misery and suffering and sadness and stagnation and doing weird things with kids. It's terrible. It's awful.
So I ask you, what did the Democrats stand for at this point?
I think chaos, confusion, anger, they're losers. They don't even want to extend the opening. We have a very successful country. If we gave them everything they wanted, they're deranged. If we gave them everything they wanted, they wouldn't extend, in my opinion. You know, they say, oh, they want to meet with me. It's nonsense, but I'll meet with them. But no, they're angry, and they took a big loss, and they're doing worse now than they were during the election. So they're doing very badly. I don't think, actually, I think they stand for chaos. They stand for nothing.
So I ask.
They stand for chaos. They stand for nothing. And the thing is, even in this moment of like supreme rage and anger, being on the right wing still means standing for something in particular, not just chaos and destruction and, you know, outpouring of hostility and all that shit. There's something else on the right wing underneath all of the moment.
What they did to him, and shot him down.
You have to take out their families. When you get these terrorists, you have to take out their families.
Who remembers back in 2016? If you wore this hat on the streets of New York, it was open hunting season. If you wore this in 2021, they would come after you. And yet I saw something fundamental. It's fundamentally different and something change. And it goes to show that the good guys can win if we push hard enough. It goes to show that we can turn the symbols where they are trying to ostracize us into symbols of victory.
The light will defeat the dark. We will prevail over the forces of wickedness and evil. They cannot imagine what they have awakened. They cannot conceive of the army that they have arisen in all of us. Because we stand for what is good, what is virtuous, what is noble. And to those trying to incite violence against us, those trying to foment hatred against us, what do you have? You have nothing. You are nothing. You are wickedness, you are jealousy, you are envy, you are hatred. You are nothing. You can build nothing. You can produce nothing. You can create nothing. We are the ones who build. We are the ones who create. We are the ones who lift up humanity. You thought you could kill Charlie Kirk? You have made him immortal. You have immortalized Charlie Kirk. And now millions will carry on his legacy. And we will devote the rest of our lives to finishing the causes for which Charlie gave his last measure of devotion. You cannot defeat us, you cannot slow us, you cannot stop us, you cannot deter us. We will carry Charlie and Erica in our heart every single day and fight that much harder because of what you did to us. You have no idea the dragon you have awakened. You have no idea how determined we will be to save this civilization, to save the West, to save this republic.
I am Charlie Kirk.
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 I am Charlie Kirk. I am Charlie Kirk. I am Charlie Kirk.
I am Charlie Kirk.
I am Charlie Kirk.
I am Charlie Kirk. I am Charlie Kirk. I am Charlie Kirk.
I am Charlie Kirk.
I am Charlie Kirk.
I am Charlie Kirk.
I am Charlie Kirk.
I am Charlie Kirk, and we are just getting started.
You guys give me great hope. God bless you guys.
I am Charlie Kirk.
I am Charlie Kirk.
I am Charlie Kirk.
I am Charlie.
I know it's not much, but nothing else. Sing it one more time. So I throw up my head, praise you again. All that I have is a hallelujah. And I know it's not.
And then right after that, Stephen Miller in German.
Der Sturm flüstert dem tapferen Krieger leise zu, dass du meiner unüberwindlichen Stärke und meiner unerbittlichen Macht nicht standhalten kannst. Und der Krieger flüstert zurück, ich bin der Sturm. Erika ist der Sturm. Wir sind der Sturm und unsere Feinde können unsere Stärke, unsere Entschlossenheit, unseren Willen, unsere Leidenschaft nicht begreifen. Unsere Abstammung und unser Vermächtnis reichen zurück nach Athen, nach Rom, nach Philadelphia, nach Monticello. Unsere Vorfahren haben die Städte gebaut. Sie schufen die Kunst und die Architektur. Sie bauten die Industrie. Erika steht auf den Schultern von tausenden Jahren von Kriegern, von Frauen, die Familien großgezogen haben, Städte aufgebaut haben, Industrie geschaffen haben, Zivilisation erschaffen haben, die uns aus den Höhlen und der Dunkelheit ins Licht geführt haben. Das Licht wird die Dunkelheit besiegen. Wir werden über die Mächte der Bosheit und des Bösen siegen. Sie können sich nicht vorstellen, was sie erweckt haben. Sie können sich nicht ausmalen, welche Armee sie in uns allen entfacht haben. Denn wir stehen für das Gute, das Tugendhafte, das Edle und an diejenigen, die versuchen, Gewalt gegen uns zu schüren, die Hass gegen uns entfachen wollen. Was habt ihr? Ihr habt nichts. Ihr seid nichts. Ihr seid Bosheit. Ihr seid Eifersucht. Ihr seid Neid. Ihr seid Hass. Ihr seid nichts. Ihr könnt nichts aufbauen. Ihr könnt nichts hervorbringen. Ihr könnt nichts erschaffen. Wir sind diejenigen, die aufbauen. Wir sind diejenigen, die erschaffen. Wir sind diejenigen, die die Menschheit emporheben. Ihr dachtet, ihr könntet Charlie Kirk töten. Ihr habt ihn unsterblich gemacht. Ihr habt Charlie Kirk unsterblich gemacht. Und nun werden Millionen sein Vermächtnis weitertragen.
You know, I saw the funniest joke earlier on X-Men. They said Goebbels was in heaven, and God said, I have one job for you to save the Reich, but you're really going to hate it. And then he sent him back as Stephen Miller. Oh, my God. Like, what? God is like, listen, Goebbels, this is, I did that, I did that, Doctor Strange thing where I looked at a million possible outcomes, and this is the one play. All right, Goebbels, this is the one play to save the Reich. All right, we're gonna have to reincarnate you as the based right-wing Jew, an America First Jewish man. That is how you bring the Reich back, Stephen. I mean, that is how you bring the Reich back, Goebbels. And Goebbels, you know, are you gonna say no? It's an amazing moment in America right now. It's a lot of things are happening. You just can't really imagine the depth, the magnitude of it all. I'm just over here just laughing, just being amused. I am completely bemused right now.
In that private moment on his dying day, we find everything we need to know about who Charlie Kirk truly was. He was a missionary with a noble spirit and a great, great purpose. He did not hate his opponents. He wanted the best for them. That's where I disagreed with Charlie. I hate my opponent, and I don't want the best for them. I'm sorry. I am sorry, Erica. But now Erica can talk to me and the whole group, and maybe they can convince me that that's not right, but I can't stand my opponent.
And you know, for the longest time, right, America, as a culture, as the Western culture, we have been kind of misled, lied to, bamboozled. We've been snookered. We've been gassled, guys. We've been gassled about the concept of love. You know, because the left, this is what the left does, right? They accuse you of hate. You know, when you make a rational argument about a particular thing, it's like, oh, you must be full of hate. You know, Charlie Kirk, that's why he's dead, because he was so full of hate.
Oh man, hate.
And so the left, they tell you, you know, they come up with all these little slogans, you know, with a little love in your heart. They try to get you to love everything recklessly and blindly and all that. You have to love evil and whatnot. And in the face of people telling you to love evil, the left has essentially convinced us all to love that which hates us, right? That has been such a clever ploy to convince you to love that which hates you. It's like convincing you to love putting your head in the lion's mouth, right? And for the longest time, we've had presidents that operate as if, you know, I'm motivated by love. You know, I kiss babies, you know, I make old ladies blush. You know, I'm just such a good, decent guy. And for the first time in a long time, maybe since the Civil War, like, you got to go back to some real based, hardcore, open racism era in America to find a president. Like, you got to get back to like some Andrew Jackson type shit to get a president who says flat out, fuck your love, give hate a chance. Give hate a chance.
Oh man, hate.
In that private moment on his dying day, we find everything we need to know about who Charlie Kirk truly was. He was a missionary with a noble spirit and a great, great purpose. He did not hate his opponents. He wanted the best for them. That's where I disagreed with Charlie. I hate my opponent, and I don't want the best for them. I'm sorry.
Give hate a try. We've tried everything else, you know. We've tried compassion. Remember everybody was talking about empathy? We tried empathy. You see how that worked out, right? We tried dialogue, you know, both poetry and logic and reason, you know, all the things that words can do. We tried burning down the country. We tried rioting. We tried looting. We tried kissing black people's feet. We even passed a weave bill. Do you understand how far over we have been as a country, as a culture, as an empire? Because technically America dominates the entire the entire Western hemisphere. All this shit is ours, all right? All the Spanish-speaking countries, you low-key belong to us. We just let y'all niggas live. But we passed a Crown Act, okay? We tried it all. We tried infinity immigrants, just let anybody just come here, get a job, drive trucks and shit on the middle of the highway. We tried it all. We tried taco stands on every corner. There are more taco stands than there are churches and liquor stores combined. We've tried it all. But you know what we haven't tried? You know the one thing we haven't tried yet?
Oh man, hate.
Can we just give hate a try? You know, just a little bit. I'm not saying overdose or nothing, but like, you know, just do a little bump. Look what the White House just put out on their Twitter page. This is like the Homeland Security page. This is what Homeland Security put out. This is, I swear to God, 100% real. Let's pull out. Look. Homeland Security, DHS.gov, right? These are the real people. Great check mark, all of that, right? This is them. That's them niggas. They own it, bro. They are on it. They still on it. It's amazing.
I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was.
They really went digging in the thing, bro. Look at what they did just now.
Train them is my
I gotta talk to it. I don't want to get a copyright strike. They really went to the Pokemon, bro.
searching far and wide.
You understand Pokemon is a show about kids catching animals and putting them in underground fighting rings? That's what we're gonna do. Like, you know, I'm sorry, I don't make rules. I didn't even know this was happening. They didn't invite me to the meeting. Apparently, you niggas are going into Pokeballs now. We're gonna put you niggas in Pokeballs. Yes, yes. Are you brave enough? You teach me and I'll teach you. Yes. You gotta catch them all. We have to catch them all. You understand that, right? We have to catch them all. We cannot let one escape. Because if we let one escape, they might multiply. They're like gremlins. You put some water on them, and next thing you know, there's like 12 of them motherfuckers running around. Right? We have to catch them all. There's no other way. You're going in the Pokeball now. I don't make the rules. All right. They didn't even let me know this was a thing. I just woke up and I was like, oh, Pokeballs? Okay. Okay, if that's what we're doing, all right. Well, I guess that's what we're doing now. Somebody wanted the link to that video. There it is. It's in the chat. But that's, I mean, listen, we on a new level. Those old days where people like apologized and shit, they put their head down, like, yeah, I'm American. I'm sorry. That shit's done. That is a whole other time. That was like a whole other different type of nigga. Those days are over. Because people have seen where that gets you. People have seen what they're up against, and it's just not happening anymore. Let's take a flashback, shall we? Let's go way back to where it all started.
Fear is perfect fear, casting out love, which means overcoming racism will require a love that is greater and stronger than fear, and only Jesus offers us that love.
They had the nerve to put angel wings on this nigga. You see this shit? Look at this nigga. They put angel wings on this nigga. That's, you know what? I wonder if it's sort of like jihad rules. Like, you know, if you die in jihad, you go automatically to jihad heaven, and you get like jihad virgins and stuff. I wonder if this is the same kind of rules where, like, if you're black and you get shot by the police, do you automatically get into heaven? Do you think that's the rule? That would be so crazy if that were the rule. Like, any nigga that gets shot by the police, he's automatically booked into heaven. All sins are forgiven. It's like a nigga loophole.
And that is not good enough, which means you have to take up the work of racial justice.
Look how they was talking down to us when George Floyd died, right? You got to do more. You have to care more. You have to adopt a black baby tomorrow.
Racism did not start in our lifetimes, but racism can end in our lifetime. But only if you ask and I ask, what am I going to do about it? And while it is still bothering you, write down what you're going to do on a note card and tape that card on the mirror you see every morning when you get up and every night before you go to bed. And each night ask, was I true to the calling?
If racism still bothers you in 2025, that is a personal problem. That is you feeling like a bitch. It really is. If you have intense feelings about racism in 2025, that is you feeling like a bitch.
Emotional damage. You want some therapy?
But they was gaslighting the hell out of you back when Floyd died. They was running hard with this shit. They wanted you to feel like a bitch. everybody was feeling like a bitch. Look at these niggas all hugging it out and shit.
We march on until victory is won.
One of the things he wants us to take away from this, from all of this, is the following. His deep belief that we were all created, every single one of us, before the beginning of time, by the hands of the God of the universe, an all-powerful God, who loved us and created us for the purpose of living with him in eternity.
See, when Charlie died, we don't want you to feel like a bitch. We want you to feel like God is on your side. When George died, they was like, everybody's a bitch now. When Charlie died, it's like everybody is God's special warrior. You see the energy shift here? It's a whole different energy shift. We a completely different type of nigga. I don't even know that nigga no more that we used to be. Who's that
But
nigga?
then sin entered the world and separated us from our Creator. And so God took on the form of a man and came down and lived among us. And he suffered like men. And he died like a man. But on the third day, he rose unlike any mortal man. And to prove any doubters wrong, he ate with his disciples so they could see, and they touched his wounds. He didn't rise as a ghost or as a spirit, but as flesh. And then he rose to the heaven, but he promised he would return, and he will. And when he returns, because he took on that death, because he carried that cross, we were freed from the sin that separated us from him.
Now, notice when George Floyd died, the pastor was saying that America is guilty. America is guilty. You have a burden. You should live in shame. Now, when Charlie Kirk died, they remind you that you are already free of sin. You have nothing to be guilty about. Matter of fact, you should feel pride. You should feel hopeful. You should feel joyful. And the energy is all I'm looking at. Like, that nobody wants to be with you niggas no more. The left, y'all niggas, it's done, bro. That whole shit, y'all look miserable and bitter. Like, that's really what the left wing is. Like, socially and politically, it is the realm of homosexuals and bitter bitches.
Charlie Kirk's fucking life matters.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There's your boy Destiny trying to reach the people.
Fans want revenge. What do we do? And
you know what's so interesting as a black man? One thing I noticed about Charlie Kirk's death, there wasn't rioting in the streets like it was after George Floyd. That's the one thing that I know about Charlie Kirk's death. And it's so interesting that you want to cherry pick and nitpick and use odd examples that benefit you, but you deliberately want to have blind vision to see that the radical left ideology that has been influencing this country for the past 20 years.
Why did the DOJ remove from their website the study on radical, politically inspired violence over the past decade?
I have no knowledge.
You don't know anything about that?
I have no knowledge.
I think transgenders should be able to own guns.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's
You
an American
guess?
Second Amendment right. Yeah,
You
sure.
guess?
It's a Second Amendment right. No.
Why do they keep on shooting fucking schools then?
Well, aren't the most
Them, they, whatever the
white
fuck
guys?
you want to call it,
White
why
men
the
should be
fuck?
disallowed from owning guns?
Do you think that being transgender is a mental illness?
I don't have an opinion
Do
on it
you
for this audience
think-
right now.
Do you
What do
think?
do you think most school shooters were white men?
It's all part of the narrative, dude.
Yeah, the narrative
It's
is
all
you're not
part of the
answering my
narrative,
question.
and you
Yeah,
know it.
Go ahead, preach. We're in church
You
right
know
now.
it.
Go ahead.
They said that the guy that shot Charlie was a Republican.
Can you answer
He
me this?
wasn't.
If trans people were such effective assassins, why did we kick them all out of the military?
Looking at this one right here, I want to get this fucking
Are
thing
you
a gun.
serious, dude? Get the fuck out of here. Get this fucking loser out of here. Are you serious? Why are you pointing out people in the audience and bullying people? Are you serious?
Yes, we're going to show up to your events and bully you in public in front of your people now. We're bringing hate back. And technically, we didn't bring hate back. We're just catching up to the level. We didn't realize we were playing the hate game because you guys are all hateful and weird looking and a bunch of bitter bitches.
As expected, Charlie Kirk's wife, who everyone was feeling so sorry for, oh my God, I don't feel bad for him, but I feel bad for her. Yeah, she's also an incredibly right-wing person who's using this moment to push an authoritarian agenda against the left. They're all going to realize that the women who marry these freaks know exactly what situation they're getting into, and the reason they get in that situation is because they want to be there. Charlie Kirk's wife married Charlie Kirk because she liked Charlie Kirk's ideas. It's literally simple as. Women, too, are capable of making free decisions of who to associate with, and you can judge them based on those decisions. If a woman is the happy wife to a terrible man, it's probably because she, too, is a terrible person. Y'all do this weird shit with Usha Vance as well. Oh my god, I bet she feels so awkward knowing that her husband is racist against Indians and people of color. I think she probably doesn't. Why? Because given who she married, she's probably racist too. I don't know what y'all were expecting. Women can be some real demons too. They're just not as loud about it as their yapper ass husbands.
And speaking of demons, first off, let me shout out these 2 super chats here. Shout out to Lasers with the $2. Let's get my tithe out of the way. Thank you so much for coming through, y'all. We got like 70 some odd people in here. I need a couple of y'all to hit the like. 1 or 2 of y'all niggas got to hit that like, man.
Give me the money. Give me the money for I would do. Give me the money.
And then Laughing Dog with the 5 ball. They killed Charlie. Billboards right before elections, and it's a wrap. Yeah, you know how you guys never let George Floyd die? We're going to keep Charlie alive until you get sick of him. It's been like, it took like 3 or 4 years to really, maybe let's say it took like a good 2 years to get the full George Floyd meme pushback going. But you guys are going to have to suck this up for a while. Charlie Kirk is going to be present at the next 2 election cycles. I promise you. Can't get rid of him. And the thing is, you guys are going to double down and triple down on your hateful, spiteful nature, and it's always going to look bad for you going forward.
So meanwhile, you obviously feel very strongly about the rhetoric that Charlie Kirk used that you find objectionable, and also from others in the MAGA movement. As the memorial service for him is going to happen later today, there is a debate over heated rhetoric on all sides. And
listen, whether it's heated or not, the fact is Charlie Kirk should still be here. It should not have been that there was political violence that resulted because of the words that were coming out of his mouth, just like plenty of MAGA hates when I mention white supremacy, which kind of tells you where MAGA stands. But nevertheless, they get very upset when I talk about white supremacy. But that doesn't mean that somebody should then try to find a bullet or try to find a knife and harm me. Not in America. That's not who we are supposed to be.
Well, let me ask you, because I do want to play a couple of statements that you made earlier this year.
Okay. Unfortunately, we have someone that is occupying the White House. And as far as I'm concerned, he is an enemy to the United States. They want to show that they are loyal to this, I don't even know what to call him. I've called him so many things, but this wannabe Hitler for sure.
And to be clear, the president has attacked, other people have attacked you in his.
That wasn't even a lot. Like, you could have played a long clip of her saying crazy stuff, honestly, but I guess 2 little examples is good enough for CNN.
Orbit, maybe not him personally. But do you have a responsibility as an elected official not to raise the temperature, but rather lower the temperature, particularly when there are people out there who listen to elected officials all over the place who are not well, who use that as a way to instigate the political violence that you are calling out?
I think that my responsibility is to be transparent and to be honest. And the reality is that we are living in a time in which this administration and this regime is not.
So when she calls Trump Hitler, she's being honest. But if you say there are only 2 genders, somehow that's a crime against nature. You can't reconcile those 2 positions,
Interested in making sure that people understand history. We need to understand why they are so problematic. And so I am using that language because it is accurate language. When we see the consolidation of power, when we see them trying to chill speech of jokesters, when we're seeing all of this, that is a playbook out of Hitler, and I won't deny it. Like, these are the facts. But one of the things that I've never done that the president has done consistently is called specifically for violence. He has said, oh, beat that one up. He has said those types of things. We know that Charlie Kirk was saying things about who should live and who should die. I have never said those kinds of things. And I think that those things are the ones that are really, really dangerous.
The entire women's health care argument is about who should live and who should die. It's a clever trick, though. Not gonna let you get away with that one.
And even still, some of that will still be protected. We know that we still have laws that are on the book that certain speech is not protected, that it does cross over when you are inciting violence, such as what we saw on January 6th. When you are doing what we consider to be a terroristic threat of some sort, where it's a matter of, I'm not just saying it, but I have the apparent ability to carry that out. But me laying out historical facts, just like they don't want to talk about the fact that slavery was real in this country and that my people were enslaved and dragged and raped and abused, and they don't want to account for any of that. They don't believe.
I'll be so glad when we stop talking about slavery every time. Every time there's a black person on television, it's like a countdown until they mention slavery or oppression.
Even reparations. No, I think it is okay for me to understand history and communicate in a very clear way about why we should feel as if there is a concern. And when we swear an oath, which is what that first clip was, we swear an oath to the Constitution to protect against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And so if there is someone that is evidencing themselves, such as the president, who is going out and says, yes, I will take a $400 million plane from a foreign government, or is engaged in receiving crypto that we cannot track in exchange for, say, giving away chips to Saudi Arabia. No, we absolutely need to understand how these things could cause us harm. Or when he's cozying up to somebody like Vladimir Putin, it's not only a problem for us, but it's a problem for our allies. When you have somebody like Poland that is like, yeah, this is what Russia's up to, and the president is like, oh, that may have just been a mistake. We need to understand what all his business dealings are, even with Russia, because that has the potential of putting us in harm's way.
Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, thank you so much for.
Somehow this became about Russia halfway along the way. I kind of dozed off. I'm not even gonna lie. I woke up and we were talking about Russia. It's weird how that happened. I don't know how the hell it became about Russia, but anyway, moving on.
These blacks.
They're major losers, by the way. That will be proven out in a short period of time. Some of the very people who call you a hater for using the wrong pronoun were filled with glee at the killing of a father with two beautiful young children. And the same commentators who this week are screaming fascism over a canceled late-night TV show where the anchor had no talent and no ratings. Last week were implying that Charlie Kirk deserved what happened to him. No side in American politics has a monopoly on disturbed or misguided people.
God.
But there's one part of our political community which believes they have a monopoly on their
It's almost like war has been declared against the left wing. And people can kind of feel the war drums beating. You know, a lot of people notice the shift in energy, the tone, the swagger of it all.
Better to die a young man in this world than to sell your soul for an easy life with no purpose, no risk, no love, and no truth. Christ told us in the Gospel of John, I have said these things to you, that in me you may have peace. In the world you will have tribulation, but take heart, I have overcome the world. Better to die.
The left has no heroes. There is no figure on the left that can attract people willing to die for them or their beliefs per se. Like, you have some crazy nut jobs who You know, their hormone testosterone, the testosterone therapies got them all whacked out. But by and large, the left doesn't have actual passion. They have psychotic passion, which is something quite different, but they don't have actual passion. And people can see that. People can see the difference in it all. And, you know, people are getting a bit nervous about it. People don't like what they see coming.
Charlie Kirk's funeral is shamelessly less funeral and more what I would describe as a Christian nationalist tent revival endorsed by the Trump administration. Just now on live, I watched them do altar call. And if you grew up evangelical Christian, you know exactly what that is. Watch this clip.
While believers are seated, if there's any in this room and across the globe that would desire to receive Jesus as their Savior, as Charlie did as a young man, and now is in the presence of his Savior, I'm going to ask you to put action to your faith. And I'd ask you to stand right now to receive the Lord. Don't be ashamed. The Bible says that when one sinner gives their heart to the Lord, the angels in heaven rejoice. And I got to tell you, there's one up there right now, Charlie Kirk. He's stoked and he's excited.
Immediately after they finished this altar call, they threw up a QR code for Turning Point USA on the big Megatron, just in case anybody needed to be steered in the right direction. You know, the speaker that initiated the altar call beforehand said that Charlie Kirk knew that the pathway to Christianity was with politics, and that he knew that it was a tool to get people to come to Christ. This was an evangelical Christian nationalist event. Every performer, Chris Tomlin, Brandon Lake, Phil Wickham, Carrie Job Carnes, Cody Carnes, Lee Greenwood, these are all people that are connected to the evangelical Christian movement. All very, very popular Christian contemporary musicians. But more importantly, in attendance to this event, Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, Susie Wiles, Marco Rubio, RFK Jr., Pete Hegseth, Tulsi Gabbard. Donald Trump is supposed to be making a eulogy, a big speech himself at the funeral. I don't know if he's spoken already, but he's supposed to make a big speech. These are people who are endorsing an organization who explicitly tie politics to Christianity. Look at that. They've got the Turning Point USA logo right there in the corner. On the opposite side of the screen is the Fox News logo. This is a Turning Point USA event. This is not just a funeral for Charlie Kirk. And this is not just a Turning Point USA event. This is a Trump administration endorsed event. Worship songs, altar calls, prayer chains, like all the stuff you would see at a Christian summer camp, tent revival.
Young Tally in the chat says, they took a great opportunity and pissed it away. The Democrats going to use this to make Republicans look like nut jobs. I'm going to prepare a response to that in a moment.
So what's happening is called religious psychosis. This is a cult. This is a mass psychosis event based on a man that 2 weeks ago, I'd say 90% of them had no opinion of, and now apparently is the Messiah. That thing that happened yesterday, that memorial / celebration of life, I can't even call it that, was one of the scariest things I've ever seen as an American in my 46 years here on this earth. We are in a really, really big trouble, because for these people to get activated like this means that they can be activated like this at any time, in any place, for any reason, against anybody. Yeah, we should all be really worried.
You know what? I was doing a stream about this the other day, and a lot of people are really worried.
Sunday shook, cause ain't no such things as halfway crooks. Scared to death and scared to look, they shook.
Now, Young Tally, let me respond to your claim here in the chat. It has been noted quite significantly at this point, the rightward shift of the young men. Men in general are leaning to the right openly in ways that are almost historic, like going back to like 1950s levels. And the young men in particular are pulling hard right. And not only hard right, but hard right almost by definition has a religious element to it. And so what you're going to see going forward is actually very, very common and typical of the human behavior set, if you think about it, right? In times of great personal struggle and turmoil, people tend to find their way back to the church. It's almost a cliche at this point, but dudes who be in the street slanging and banging or whatever you want to call it, sounds so goofy, right? But dudes who be in the street, they go to church when they locked up, bro. Good chunk of them niggas be in church talking about Jesus and shit when they get locked up because they're at a low point in their life and they need something to hold on to. This is why a lot of these niggas actually turn to Islam when they go to jail, because Islam is strong in jail, but it's the same phenomenon. Like, people turn to religion in times of stress and trouble and whatnot. So this is actually very typical if you think about it. Now, people are kind of worried about the obvious religiosity that people are suddenly finding.
What you are seeing here is a movement called Christian nationalism that merges Christianity as it's been practiced in America for, centuries with a very specific interpretation of what the founding fathers wanted, what Aristotle wanted, going all the way back to the ancients. You saw Larry Arnn, who is the president.
Is Aristotle bad now? People get canceled all the time. I don't always know who and when and why, but is Aristotle bad now?
Of what the founding fathers wanted, what Aristotle wanted, going all the way back to the ancients. You saw Larry Arnn, who is the president of Hillsdale College and a proponent of this strain of interpretation of the Bible, merge Christianity and protecting the Western civilization values into one and the same thing. It's a very somewhat convoluted argument, but if you distill it into the right talking points, it really hits you in the patriotic heart area.
It's not that convoluted, and it's really not that complicated. You don't even need to be a poetic you don't have to be a cunning linguist to actually come up with the perfect way to frame this thing, right? You cannot properly defend the Western traditions without defending the Christian tradition that was upholding it the whole time. Westernism is a product, a blend of Western culture and the Christian faith. You cannot separate the two. If you were to try to extricate one from the other, you would destroy them both at the same time. And it is really simple as that. And so the problem with people being afraid of so-called Christian nationalism, it is effectively pushing back against that which is the spirit of your actual Western nation, which technically applies to pretty much all of the West, from Russia, Greece, Italy, France, Germany, Spain. Oh, damn near every European, and none of those countries were anything but some type of Christian. Only up until recently has it gotten confusing.
And these are the things that they said Charlie Kirk stood for. He was a man of faith. And the reason that struck me so is because I got a text from a friend who said, I am a black woman.
Of course, it starts out with a black woman being afraid. I mean, he's a gay black man, so,
But black power starts with black women. It just does.
Man of faith. And the reason that struck me so is because I got a text from a friend who said, I am a black woman. The person who babysits my child is a black woman from Jamaica. And she says Charlie Kirk was a person of faith. And I say to them, okay, so what does that mean, a person of faith? How does a person of faith act? How does a person who really believes in what God and the scriptures say, the true meaning of it, not the distorted meaning, how would they treat the least of these?
He is the professional homosexual man attempting to tell us the true meaning of God's biblical scripture. It's amazing, actually.
That nigga gay, nigga gay, nigga gay, nigga gay, nigga gay, nigga gay.
So what I say now is that what happened in Arizona this weekend was not just a memorial, it was something else entirely. People will tell you that it is about grief. It was about grief, about honoring a man's life, about faith. And on the surface, you know, maybe it looked like that. Tens of thousands gathered. The music swelled. I'm sure some of you saw it. I just saw some of the sound bites. There were prayers and tears and moments of silence. But if you stayed long enough for the little bit that I could stay, and then I said, you know what, I'm out. If you listen,
it was too straight, it was too white, it was too Christian. It was like the trifecta of all the things that he is terrified of.
Long enough and close enough, if you stayed long enough and you listened close enough, you could feel the ground shifting beneath you, because that wasn't just about a man who died. This was about a movement claiming divine permission to rule.
Yes, it kind of is. In a grand scheme, I think he is right, but not in the terrifying, you know, he's so gay kind of way he's making it. No. What if God loves America, and God would love it? God would love it if Americans loved America as much as God loves America. How about that?
Somebody had to do it. I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it.
Can I get a witness? And all of the sound bites and the words used will reveal to you exactly what I said.
It's literally in our founding anthem, right? Which not founding quite exactly, but God bless the USA, right? Is the last line of our national anthem. God bless the USA. That's my homie, bro. He on my team. Like, he's with me.
It was a revival meeting.
And I'm with him.
Memorial. I'm from the South, Southern Baptist. Went to Catholic school. You know what a revival meeting is, right? That is the holiest of holy rollers having a revival. Let the church say amen. It was a revival meeting wrapped in a memorial, a political rally dressed as church. And by the end of the night, it was clear this was not only about Charlie Kirk's death. It was about his afterlife in politics.
At SKC, I spoke to that directly, and I played some of the footage from the George Floyd funeral, where George Floyd's funeral was essentially America on trial, where Charlie Kirk's funeral is America now going forward with the blessing and the spirit of God, right? And that's what he's actually afraid of at this moment. For years, America was on trial and effectively judged guilty because of George Floyd, and we've been kind of walking with that shame and guilt. And now that Charlie Kirk is dead, it's really like a very spiritual moment. It has a lot of religious overtones when somebody kind of innocently dies in this way. It does kind of get very Jesus-y. You know what I mean? It's very Jesus-y what's going on right now. And like, it is attracting a lot of people to this more pure spirit of the faith, whereas like you didn't get that pure spirit of the faith when George Floyd was dying, when George Floyd had his funeral. It's very different vibe. It's like we have been baptized in the dying blood of Charlie Kirk, and now we are walking forward into what they are arguing is a Christian nationalism, which I don't know why you should be afraid of such a thing.
Donald Trump stood on the stage like a man at the center of a prophecy. He called Charlie Kirk a martyr. Other politicians promised to carry out his mission. The crowd cheered as if the passing of the man had lit some sort of sacred fire. To me, this was not mourning, this was a mobilization. And here is where we have to tell the truth here. What we saw in that arena was not simply faith finding public expression, it was religious nationalism on full display. That is the truth. That is my truth. This is my freedom of expression. This is my First Amendment right to be able to tell you the truth from my point of view, not just from.
Most of the countries that we buy oil from practice religious nationalism. Yes, that is exactly what I've been saying. I've been trying to make it poetic. You just sort of made it blunt and unstylistic, you know. You could add some flair to it. You could put some religiosity into it, you know. You can token that bitch up a little bit, you know, make it sound grand and shit. But that's basically the point, SKC.
My point of view. This is what it is. The language was unmistakable. Take the nation back for God. Restore America's covenant. This is a holy calling. That's what it sounded like. This is not the language of democracy. This is the language of domination. Because I feel many people, when I wrote this book, said, I had no idea that you were a person of faith, that you had such strong belief in the Almighty. And I say, because faith is a private matter. It comforts. It convicts. It calls us to humility.
What the hell would you know about all of these things? I mean, for real, you've been pretending your whole life. Now, all of a sudden, I'm supposed to look to you for intrinsic truths? No, I think not. It's funny to watch, though.
But when faith fuses with power, it begins to ask for something else. It asks for obedience.
Oh, power. He doesn't like faith with power. There's something about black men and power. They're afraid of having power. I don't know what it is. Something, every time black men run up into the issue of power, they get all weird and contemplative and shit.
It divides the country into the saved and the damned, the chosen and the condemned. It turns opponents into enemies of God. And when politicians wrap themselves in scripture, they are not calling us to virtue. They are demanding submission.
What would you know about virtue?
That nigga gay, nigga gay, nigga gay, nigga gay, nigga gay.
I mean, it's really amazing. And this is why we're at this moment. People could have left religion in the closet so long as we all agreed on some fundamental moralities, some fundamental moral truths, you know, men are men, women are women, children are to be protected, family is paramount rather. Yeah, it was a lot easier to keep your faith in the closet and wear your cross tucked under your shirt. But you just wouldn't let it be.
That is why this matters. It matters to me. That's why it should matter to you and to everyone. You have to see beneath, you have to see beyond the illusion. You have to remove the filter of ideology from your eyes. and your spirit.
And you know the problem with Don and his religiosity, his counter religiosity. This is like the counter church. It's like the anti-church where they worship the antichrist. You get it? And the thing about it is that he will crumble in the face of a simple question that isn't even really theological. It's not a theological question technically. But if I were to ask him, what is a woman? All of that stuff goes out the window. And this is why we can't even listen to people like that talk about issues of faith and spirituality and intrinsic truths and whatnot, timeless truths and all that stuff. We can't even bother with that kind of thing with this guy. But let me read some of these super chats. Miss Cantrell, thank you so much with the $9.99. Thanks for the constant content. Yeah, they tell you that being dependable is key, you know? Have to be constant and steady. I've been trying to keep it up. I thank you so much for that. Smash that super chat button, y'all. Be like Miss Cantrell.
Hulk! Smash! Smash you! You make Hulk angry. You not like Hulk angry. Hulk no like fighting girls.
Dick Dog with the 5 ball. They criticize Kirk, but rather attend an R. Kelly concert. Yeah, you know, this is what I was kind of just focusing on when I was talking about this yesterday at lunch. But like, Black America in general is a moral gray area. You know, there is no real hard line morality in Black America. I mean, arguably, it's about blackness, but that, you know, that's subjective itself. It literally means something different from person to person. So very gray area, very gray area. Rational B with the $2 super chat. The conservatives are the storm. Shout out to the gulag, man. Shout out to the gang.
None of these niggas have motion except for me. There has to be one real nigga left in America, in this damn country.
And then Grant 718 with the 5 ball. What is best in life? Thank you so much for that.
This is good. But what is best in life? The open steppe, free thoughts, falcons at your wrist, and wind in your hair. Wrong! Conan, what is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of your women. That is good. That is good.
Shout out to everybody who knows what's best in life. Not everybody gets it. But we were talking about this Christian nationalism thing. And so Trump was at the UN like yesterday. Or maybe this morning. I'm not even sure. But Trump is he's talking that talk right now.
I hope that all countries who find inspiration in our example will join us in renewing our commitment, values, and those values really that we hold so dear together. Let us defend free speech and free expression. Let us protect religious liberty, including for the most persecuted religion on the planet today. It's called Christianity. I hope that all countries who find inspiration.
So yeah, Trump was at the UN dropping some bombs, going hard in the paint. spoke up for Christianity at the UN, which, you know, I don't think anybody's done that ever.
So changed. Now they want to go to Sharia law, but you're in a different country. You can't do that. Both the immigration and their suicidal energy ideas will be the death of Western Europe if something is not done immediately. This cannot be sustained. What makes the world so beautiful is that each country is unique. But to stay this way, every sovereign nation must have the right to control their own borders. You have the right to control your borders, as we do now, and to limit the sheer numbers of migrants entering their countries and paid for by the people of that nation that were there and that built that particular nation at the time. They put their blood, sweat, tears, money into that country, and now they're being ruined. Proud nations must be allowed to protect their communities and prevent their societies from being overwhelmed by people they have never seen before, with different customs, religions, with different everything, where migrants have violated laws, lodged false asylum claims, or claimed refugee status for
Yes, KT. He actually did kind of tear the house down. The UN speech was unlike anybody else. Trump has a habit of going places and putting people in their place. Or sometimes you come to the White House and he'll put you in your place right there in the White House. It's great to watch. President like no other.
I ended 7 wars, dealt with the leaders of each and every one of these countries, and never even received a phone call from the United Nations offering to help in finalizing the deal. All I got from the United Nations was an escalator that on the way up stopped right in the middle. If the First Lady wasn't in great shape, she would have fallen, but she's in great shape. We're both in good shape. We both stood. And then a teleprompter that didn't work. These are the 2 things I got from the United Nations: a bad escalator and a bad teleprompter. Thank you very much.
I'm telling you, bro, president like no other. Never seen anything like this in my lifetime, you know.
Europe is in serious trouble. They've been invaded by a force of illegal aliens like nobody's ever seen before. Illegal aliens are pouring into Europe. Nobody's doing anything to change it, to get them out. It's not sustainable. And because they choose to be politically correct, they're doing just absolutely nothing about it. And I have to say, I look at London, where you have a terrible mayor, terrible mayor. And it's been so changed. Now they want to go to Sharia law, but you're in a different country. You can't do that. Both the immigration and their suicidal energy ideas will be the death of Western Europe if something is not done immediately. This cannot be sustained. Europe is in serious trouble. They've been invaded by a force.
Straight up told them they've been invaded. This cannot be sustained. This is like throwing down the gauntlet in a lot of ways, right? This is not a declaration of war, as it were, but a declaration of intent. Things are going to change. Things will be different going forward. And a lot of people can get that. A lot of people accept that. A lot of people want things to be different. God knows we need some things to be different going forward. Whatever direction we're headed in is, it's not looking hot. You know, it's not looking good right now. But shout out to everybody out there in the audience. Thank y'all so much for coming through. I got a little bit of time to kill today. So how about this? We're going to institute the Panda tax. If you guys want to open up a Panda, somebody throw $1 in the hat. Shout out to Dick Duck, by the way, with the 5 ball. Why do these leftist spiritual people believe in a self beyond the physical body, but don't apply that to the unborn. Whoa, let me run that back. Why do these leftist spiritual people believe in a self beyond the physical body, but don't apply that to the unborn? Wow, you just stretched my thinking capacity to another level.
Emotional damage. You want some therapy?
That is a great question. Doesn't your unborn yet to be have a spiritual, non-physical existence before he's actually to be? That's a very deep, existential kind of proposition there, right? Like, if we're all tied to the great mother goddess, infinity, liberal spirit thing, well, doesn't that kind of transcend the here and now? Isn't that an infinite bond, right? You're always and evermore attached to that before life and after death. Damn, son. See, that's why I don't fuck with these dread-headed crystals in their pocket bitches. I can't fuck with bitches that got rocks in their pocket, man, because they just don't really make sense at their heart. Shout out to Dick Dog. I had to really think that one out. That was nigga got all metaphysical and shit. You see what happens over here? Niggas getting metaphysical. They be jumping ahead of me. Let me share another clip here. So President Trump is putting Antifa on notice, right?
It's going to be this executive order where they're going to try to create a new classification for anybody on the left who opposes Trump as somehow a member of Antifa and a terrorist.
Yes.
Like, this is coming. And I don't think we are fully now. I don't think there's any the problem. Like, I don't even know what Antifa is. I know what the definition of Antifa is, and
You know what the word means, but it's not a group.
There is no group.
No.
And so, but what's dangerous is that by designating it, who's going to define who the group is? And if the Trump administration decides to say, you, George Soros, are a part of this group that I designated, and you're like, no, I'm not, and it doesn't matter. Like, they're going to then use.
Yeah, George. We're naming you right out the bat. We're naming George Soros. He's your big boss.
That as some sort of potential opening, and I think that's what's so extraordinarily dangerous about these designations. Like what he did with, look, he's sort of testing the theory of this case with what he's doing with Venezuela, and sort of designating this sort of, well, they're narco terrorists, and somehow it allows. By the way, he's using the AUMF.
Of course,
as their legal cover on this, which of course is just
20 odd years old,
so far removed from what the AMUF was meant to be.
Yeah, the 80s are back. We're blowing up narco boats. We might just invade Venezuela for like 5 days just to fuck around, just to let the guys stretch their legs a bit. You know, take a couple of those towns and hang out for a couple of days. We might just do shit to Venezuela just to fuck with them. Hit that like button. We're going to drop the link in a second.
This is how stupid my community is. President Trump just granted HBCUs $500 million. Okay, historical black colleges, Donald Trump just granted $500 million. He cut money to Stanford, Princeton, Harvard, to historically predominantly white schools. He reached out to predominantly black schools because he said they are promoting illegal immigrants and all that stuff. So he punished them, gave the black schools money, and black folk out here complaining. He shouldn't have cut that money. He shouldn't cut that money to no other college. This is how you know the Democrat Party has totally brainwashed the black community, and it's no hope for them all. Whenever the black community in the same sentence can tell you we are underprivileged, all the world against us, we can't ever get up on our feet, and people can't convince us to carry the problems of somebody else. People who don't even supposed to be here is getting ahead of us. But because liberal black Democrats are pimps and the black community are the whores, black folk mad. Now tell me, how stupid can black folk be?
Off at school for the first day, and I dropped him off at school this morning. Off at school for the first day, and I dropped him off at school this morning. And let me tell y'all what broke my heart. Walking down the hall, sitting next to them children, smelling them children with a strong scent of weed is insane. Them children pre-K through 5th grade, and you got your child going to school smelling like weed. You smoking around your children. You in the house smoking with your children right there, or in the car bringing your child to school smoking, hotboxing. That secondhand smoke of weed and that scent lingers. What type of people send their children to school like that? You shouldn't even be smoking around your children. And I know the teachers smell that, but being in a majority black,
let's say that somebody was coming into our church and they're black, and would they be eligible for membership in our church? Yes, they of course they would. They'd be eligible for membership in our church. But would they be permitted to participate in, embody, and practice what I would call black culture generally in our church? The answer is absolutely not. Why? Because the characteristics that mark black culture as a generalization, in the same way Paul's talking about Cretans on Crete, they are evil, murderous, violent, bestial people. They steal, they kill, they destroy. They are sinful to the core. They have besetting sins that are like fatherlessness, sexual immorality. They molest children at a high rate. All of any criminal statistic that you could look at, almost pretty much without exception, they excel at them. Black culture.
And it's even interesting. I mentioned it before, but like the black guy on TikTok, he was saying, he's like, y'all crazy. Like, you talking about this person like it's mental health. He said, that ain't no mental health. That's a demon.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a lot of people are seeing that. Like this behavior is demonic. To walk up to a white girl,
but yeah,
and to cut her throat because she's white, and be like, yeah, we got that white girl.
We got that white girl. And when you think about it, you look at that culture and you say, what are the besetting sins and characteristics of it? And then you say, could somebody come in a lawful church membership embodying that culture? No, they have to self-consciously repudiate that culture.
Oh, the Civil Rights Act killed her. That's how hard they going in the paint. All right, Lasers with the $2 super chat panel. Yeah, we dropping the link. The link is in the chat. And heads up. So this is the conversation I think we're going to have because, we kind of started talking about Christian nationalism and, the blackity blacks and whatnot. And then you got this white man with his white man beard. And he's saying that, listen, we'll accept the black person, but fuck your black culture. There's no Jesus in your black culture, not in this church. And so I'm curious, is black culture threatened by Christian nationalism? As much as you niggas claim to go to church, as much as you niggas claim to love Jesus, is black culture threatened by Christian nationalism? You want the link to this clip here? I'll drop the link to this clip for you. Let's throw that right there. Here's the link to that clip with this bearded, possibly racist, theological white man. Is that a hipster beard or is it just a beard? I don't know. I can't always tell.
Let's say that somebody was coming into our church and they're black, and would they be
Link is in
eligible
the
for membership
chat.
in our church? Yes, they of course they would. They'd be eligible for membership in our church. But would they be permitted to participate in, embody, and practice what I would call black culture generally in our church? The answer is absolutely not. Why? Because the characteristics that mark black culture as a generalization, in the same way Paul's talking about Cretans on Crete, they are evil, murderous, violent, bestial people. They steal, they kill, they destroy. They are sinful to the core. They have besetting sins that are like fatherlessness, sexual immorality. They molest children at a high rate. All of any criminal statistic that you could look at, almost pretty much without exception, they excel at them. Black culture.
And it's even interesting. I mentioned it before, but like the black guy on TikTok, he was saying, he's like, y'all crazy. Like, you talking about this person like it's mental health. He said, that ain't no mental health. That's a demon.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a lot of people are seeing that. Like this behavior is demonic. To walk up to a white girl, and to cut her throat
because she's white,
and be like, yeah, we got that white girl.
We got that white girl. And when you think about it, you look at that culture and you say, what are the besetting sins and characteristics of it? And then you say, could somebody come into lawful church membership embodying that culture? No, they have to self-consciously repudiate that culture.
And the link is in the chat. I'm going to bring up the panel in just a second here. One more thing before we open this up, and this is a final point. We're talking about being a man and being left wing and then being black at the same time, that trifecta, that unholy trinity. The more that persists, the more you guys all look like this, right? Because this is kind of what it means. Even though, let's say, right, you're a guy who never did nothing crazy or bad in this life, and you got kids and all that. You're just a dude, right? Yet somehow you find yourself on the side of and standing with the Democrats, right? That's just your team. Fine. This is what you also appear to be as well. Because this is your team.
The amount of white men I have seen bending over backwards to share empathy and working to condemn people being either indifferent or celebratory for what occurred. Very bizarre. I don't know why y'all have more empathy and sympathy for a fascist than you do for women, for queer people, for people of color, for black people who aren't flagrant racist and misogynist. Something to think on.
And it's funny because, like, in the last couple of week or two, there was a couple of different shows on this channel and on other people's channels, right? This phenomenon presented itself where, like, them being on the black side of things, once I kind of started pushing a little bit and pointing this automatic relationship out, they defended it. Well, like, why can't they, they black too, right? And I'm like, I guess so. If that's how you want to play it, I guess you're black, they're black, and y'all together. Anyway, we have a panel up here. What's going on, gentlemen? Mr. O, Trader MBD, what's good, job? Mr. O, welcome to the show, man. What's going on? Mike check. Disconnected, brother. You are not here. Yeah, your audio is dead. Is it just me? Can you guys hear him? Because I cannot hear him. Trey, what's going on? You there, Trey? Okay, well, you can't hear him. All right, so yeah, Mr. O, you're gonna have to reset. You have to do something. Trey, I don't know what's going on your end either. You're gonna have to reset, do something. Everybody's shit is kind of bad right now. Everybody down bad today. I don't know what's going on. Everybody's just so far down bad.
History they did. Their ancestors made this country into a slave hell.
Mic check, mic
They can
check.
clean it up now because they got the Smithsonian. They can get rid of all the slavery stuff. They got PragerU. They can lie about the history to the children. They can't originally invent anything more than they ever were able to invent good music. We black folk gave y'all country music, hip hop, R&B, jazz, rock and roll. They couldn't even invent that, but they have to call a white man the king because they couldn't make rock and roll. So they have to stamp the king on a man whose main song was stolen from an overweight black woman. History.
The cope, the bitterness. I'm over it.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2.
What's going on?
Now, first, the last chick that was on screen before you played this Land Before Time looking strag right here.
That was not a chick. That was a confused masculine individual. Confused male individual.
Well, unfortunately, Hood, I hate to say this, going forward, a lot of the so-called trans gentlemen have the aesthetic of the modern day black woman, so we can't tell who is who. Yeah, the one that looked like Bebop. What happened to all these so-called new blackity blacks? That's why I call the trans gentlemen, the trans community, the new blacks, because remember what they said, gay is the new black. So these new blacks that coming up out of nowhere, they all want to have on the same aesthetic. That one that you showed on the screen looked like Bebop from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I've been noticing that they all been trying to have that so-called mohawk with the septum ring, with the big noses and everything. It's just going to be a bad time period in the next 5 years when they start making that the premier look. But Joy Reid. Again, she looked like the little dinosaur from Land Before Time. The brown one with the messed up big brown head. Why she even relevant? I mean, I thought they took her show away. I thought she was done. They stuck a fork on her. What happened?
Well, technically, she's not relevant. She's on a podcast, so she's a little slightly more relevant than I am, technically, right? She's down on the podcast realm, so trying to keep her fan base alive. But what I wanted to ask you about was the clip that I played earlier with the pastor when he was talking about the white church versus black culture.
Oh yeah. Just the few clips back, right? What he was talking about civil rights that killed her.
Yeah, that's what the last shot was. Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah. I mean, hey, liberals, black liberals. Do you disagree or do y'all agree? That's the question.
Well,
because only black liberals could actually answer it.
Well, no. Here's the question I want to pose to you, right? Because this is what he said as as a representative of his white church. He says black people are completely welcome, right? But black culture is not welcome in his white church.
I get what he's trying to say, but I mean, even though he's he only scratched the surface of so-called black culture. And I'm not trying to agree with Miss Reed on the screen right here. It's just that when you have the worst of us being the premier and put in the forefront to the best of us, y'all really we really have a nigga problem. That's what he was talking about. See, we know there's good black people around. Everybody know this, you know what I'm saying? But we also got to acknowledge we have niggas. We have the nigga class that basically mess it up for all of us. So he said he'll welcome black culture, but all that, you know what I'm saying, gun toting, weed smoking, talking belligerent, uncouth, you know what I'm saying, not having no type of proper manners, just being a very what's that annoying person to be around. A lot of people don't like annoying people. Black people think that's just being who they are. They think they just being edgy. They think they just having a good time. But nobody, I mean nobody, likes an annoying ass person.
Well, I mean, again, in his own words, and I somehow lost the damn clip. I don't know how to bring it back up. But in his own words, he basically said, we will accept Black people. We will not accept what is considered Black culture. Flat out. Now, we can quibble about the details. What is the nature of Black culture? What do you mean when you say Black culture? But then he went on to further explain, like, the general patterns and behaviors that people associate with being Black aren't going to fly in God's house. And that is like a very, it's a profound proposition, to put it mildly. Trader NBD, you've been listening so far. What do you think about this whole state?
Oh, man, it goes back to like, man, we both prophets, bro. I predicted the sniff test way before the Floydian summer. And these white guys are just basically spelling it out in, American white boy terms. Like, this is how we look at you. When we tell guys, like, look, people all around the world are judging Black Americans based on niggas. When you're a Black American, when you walk into a room somewhere, they're going to hesitate. They're going to hold their breath. They need to see who they dealing with. They dealing with Carlton or they dealing with Floyd. And that's basically what these guys are saying. Like, look, you're welcome in our church, but you got to bend the knee. You got to become American before you can participate in our church. That nigga shit ain't going to fly. And, man, I'm like, fuck that. There's too much grace for these white boys. I'm like, put these niggas on boats to wherever.
Well, Trey, this is kind of what I was speaking to yesterday, and I was just sort of rambling and pontificating about this whole thing. Like, when I was talking about Black politics and saying that Black politics doesn't support anything that is objectively good or positive or inspirational or wholesome or whatever, I was kind of also, I guess, speaking to Black culture by extension, because as they say, culture is downstream from politics. And that is kind of the reality, I suppose. Like, there is a lack of that moral clarity is a word I use, a phrase I used yesterday. There is no true moral clarity in Das Communita, which the church of all places is a place where you would expect moral clarity at its purest.
Well, bro, when you talk Black politics, it's reminiscent of that clip you used to play. Like, I don't know, like the Ugandan parliament where they were all up in there fighting and wilding out, throwing chairs. That's what Black American politics is. And like any city that's ran by Black politicians, that's what it looks like.
Look, here's the thing.
Pretty much.
Here's the thing. This is all precipitated by the lack of distinction between Black people and ninjas, right? To put a gulf, cultural gulf between Black people and ninjas. Black people actually have to accept, or actually not that they can't accept, they have to reject the cultural Marxism, right? The brain is not going to be able to put air between yourselves and them if the real divide in your mind is between Black and white, right? If you are hooked on that, right? If you are hung up on that difference, then you can't do that, right? That's why so many people keep saying we, right? They keep saying we. Even people who are definitively, Black men in this space who are definitively right of center, most of them still use the term we and us, right? That is why my goal is to put that air between Black people and ninjas, right? So then you create nature hates a vacuum. You create a vacuum and people are going to get sucked into it one way or the other. So that is really the issue, right? That is what precipitates it. Because you've seen it. That's the suburban radical, right? They have divorced themselves in all ways from the community, except like spiritually, like except in their hearts. You know what I mean? Get up every day in a
Still
majority white
spiritually
neighborhood,
community.
but they still want to defend the community.
Hold on. Before you jump in, I want to read a couple of super chats, and I want to pass it to SKC real quick because I know you probably don't have much time. But let me see. Lasers with the $2. Thank you so much for opening up the panel, y'all. Frank Rod with the $20 panel donation. Thank you so much for smashing that super chat button.
Hulk! Smash! Smash you! To make Hulk angry! You not like Hulk angry! Hulk no like fighting girls.
Then also we got a Dig Thug with the $2. The more you coon, the closer you are to the Lord. How about that?
Get it again. Okay, I'm gonna say it again. I come in the name of Jesus. Repeat it after me, bitch. I come in the name of Jesus by the power of the Holy Spirit.
And a Bluff City Nerd with the $5. You see, leftist women are taking Tylenol to protest Trump because he said it would give their child autism. You can't make this up. I know, bro. It's shout out to left-leaning women. They're beautiful in their own right.
We need our weed. I don't wear it, but we need it.
Now, SKC, hold on. SKC, you are peppering the back chat with a stack of questions and commentary here. Can we go through the mind of SKC on air live while we got you here?
I'm kind of it'll be difficult. That's why I'm kind of putting the questions in the chat because it looks like I'm going to be pulled into a meeting in probably less than 3 minutes. But these are the things that came to my mind. I don't know, maybe if you guys could approach the questions, and I just like to listen in and hear what you guys think.
Okay, there's no way for me to highlight and promote like the back chat questions that you type in here. So
I'll put them in the chat.
All right, yeah, slowly because we can't go through them all, but we do have the full text here in the back chat for reference. Yeah, let's take some of these questions that you typed in the back chat, in the private chat. Can the identity mark of blackness override the identity of being a Christian? Or does Christ demand loyalty above every cultural tag? Well, I'll take a stab at it first. I think that's an essential problem. This is a big criticism that I personally have, an observation that I just noticed of the Black church. It's more Black than church, more Negro than Christian. And I think that's a religious issue. It's a theological conundrum you've kind of moonwalked yourself into. And ultimately, I think this modern look where the Black church has got now overt communist symbols, the Black power fist in the air and all that stuff. It's not a purely Christian thing at this point. I mean, yesterday I basically called these niggas Mormons, so that's how I feel about that. Anybody else want to take a stab at that?
Well, the Black is the niggas. They are the most religious, the most spiritual being ahead in this so-called country that we call America. But the thing is, though, with their so-called spirituality, they so-called coming together for the principle of being under the dwelling of the Lord, they basically lost the whole remnants and the purpose of so-called church. They like you said, Mr. Assertive, they took this beautiful institution and bastardized it and made it to a house of dysfunction with their praise dancing, with the tag offs running the choir, the pastor sleeping with everybody in the congregation, and not one time even mentioning what kind of book or what books in the Bible, what story he's actually trying to say, the so-called good Christian, and that Christian go ahead and have a good life and pass on the same studies and same lessons, even though it's the same lesson, same story that you use over and over again for each Sunday. These people lack vision. They have all the substances but no vision. That's my rebuttal.
I wanna get to Angry Snowman here. Same question. Do you think the community? Well, do you think the black church is more black than church, and is that a problem in your mind?
You know, it's funny you asked that. I'll tell you a story. There was one time when I was younger, and I was thinking about marrying this dumb 304. But anyhow, I was living in a trailer as us poor white people do, and my electric got shut off. You know, I was in my early 20s, so this was early on in life, learning about how bills were getting paid. But anyhow, at that time, I was going to a black church, an all-black church. I was one of only like 3 or 4 white people going there, and I was actually part of the praise and worship team, played guitar for them. What was interesting is since I went to the church and I asked them if they could help me with my electric bill. And you want to know what the church told me?
What they tell you?
We're not in the business of handing the church money out to white people.
Get the fuck out of here.
I swear.
The black church, they said that to you flat out?
Flat out.
Emotional damage. You want some therapy?
You teach me all my life that the white man is the devil? Come on, you teach me my whole life that the white man is the devil. Now you tell me it's all right for him to come among us.
Amazing.
You should never introduce me to that damn clip, but I use it every time. But dang, Angry Snowman, I'm surprised you don't hate niggas no more. Damn.
Well,
he doesn't. He doesn't.
I felt like a painful story from your past.
Well, you know, it taught me a lot early on in my 20s. You know what I'm saying?
I bet it did.
Taught me a lot, you know. It kind of opened my eyes up to
He
the
got
whole
learned.
thing early on in life.
He learned hard.
I had my proverbial nibba moment.
Well, at least you learned. At least you learned. Once you go to the black church, you never come out.
Oh, that's hilarious. All right, I want to get the next question out. If the community crowns the matriarchs as the ultimate authority, how does that square with the biblical order of God, man, and woman? Trey, you want to take a crack at that?
Well, bro, since as long as I can remember, well, maybe like around 8 or 9 years old when I started to notice the direction of the black church changed, and I was forced to go there for like 10 more years by my dad. The shift became from God, couple to child. Like this egalitarianness has been there, and this is like 40 years, going on over 40 years in the black church. So this generation now of new niggas, they know no different. To them, remember, the black woman is God. That's just not hood niggy saying that stuff. You know, you go to suburban, pro-blacks, them dudes you be yapping it up with on the panels. These dudes believe the black woman is God. They're basically, it's racial idolatry. They're worshiping 200-pound strags over
300.
the Lord himself.
300.
Well, I'm just quoting Mr. Fantastic.
I mean, 200 almost sounds like a good thing compared to the reality.
Well, listen to Mr. O. Mr. O with the info gives you 300. There's 300 like the fucking white dudes in the red capes back in Duopoly.
She ain't a lady if she ain't 180.
That's nigga shit.
Well, that's who they worshiping, bro. They look at the queens like Venus de Milo, that little statue and shit.
They look at the modern day black strag with the cellulite with the fupa that's bigger than her titties as the so-called Hottentot Venus. They think she's a Sistine Chapel. They believe that she is the modern day version of the Mona Lisa.
I want to ask Freedman's Journal a question. What do you say to this this clash between the black woman as God versus a more traditional Western view of God, the traditional Christian view of God. They seem to be at odds. All right, he probably stepped away doing some daddy things, but I do think that
Hey, sorry, I'm here.
Okay, now you got the floor.
All right, so it's all part of the idolatry, man. It's all part of the cultural Marxism. Look, how are you going to believe in the white man's God? It's the white man's God, right? It's black versus white, and anything you can associate to white, the Negroes, these guys are going to be against. Doesn't matter what it is, right? Like even in politics, right? These suburban radicals think they're educated because they don't vote for Democrats anymore, right? But they're like, oh, I'm gonna vote third party. Well, it's always a good litmus test. Like, will you vote for a Republican for school choice, right? Which is a incontrovertible good for black boys. I mean, it just is. I've done a show on it a bajillion times. School choice helps black children the most. But the fact is, 99% of the politicians that support it are Republican. So what are you going to do? Right? They can't wrap their brains around that, because the association of Republican and white versus black just it tears them up.
Well,
So,
Freeman, the black boys that would help are the ones being raised solely by quiche, or they got some Maggle stepdaddy.
No,
those men can't make the call. Because
there are nuclear families in the hood that still go to those hood schools that would benefit from it.
That's true.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. They're
Once you
raised
get
by
out of that
Maggles,
school, once you get out of that school, right, you're no longer held down to the lowest denominator. Hell, it helps kids in suburban schools. Shit, white liberals now love school choice in Wisconsin after what's his name, Scott Walker implemented school choice in Wisconsin. All the liberals love it now. Now they can't get rid of it.
They can protest for niggas, but they don't want to be around niggas. But the whole school choice thing for niggas is this: you got all these freaking soy boy Maggle dudes that worship quiche. They can't go against quiche, even if it'll benefit their sons. They can't benefit because men like us, whether it's a charter school choice, or we're just gonna move to like Austin Westlake school district to keep our kids away from that type of people. These dudes can't do that. They got to keep it real for the like you said, what do you call them, suburban warriors?
Yeah, suburban radicals. Yeah, man. Remember? Okay, I remember this. Y'all might not remember. This was maybe 4 or 5 years ago. A dude in the space, we were joking about how they're going to put his son in the dress, right? And he admitted on the stream that he knows they are teaching him effery, but he still sends them there anyway. He says, well, I'm just going to deprogram them. I know I have to talk to my son about this, that, and the other. But he knows. But he still sent his kids.
Because he's a weak man.
All right. He's caught in the paradigm. He's caught in the cultural Marxism paradigm.
Bro, my best friend, Professor D, who's done streams with me, he's a principal in Decatur, Georgia right now. He left Whiteyville and then an immigrant school basically to go back and try to help boys in the hood. And man, he just gets disrespected. All the females that work for him just clown him and act a fool. But he's still trying. I'm like, dude, why don't you leave? I'll front you the money to start a charter school, bro. I'll freaking hit the bank, get the loan for you. But he's liberal to the core. He's not a lefty, but he's liberal to the core. And I'm like, bro, I will get the loan for you to start the freaking school for you.
You know what he suffered from?
He is where he needs to be.
You know what he suffered from? He suffered from that 1980s black principal syndrome. He wants to be like Joe Clark. He wants to go ahead and be that Coach Carter guy. A lot of black men have that. If they can't be the so-called Martin Luther King, they can't be Reverend Al Sharpton. The next best thing to get some type of acknowledgement, some type of respect, at least they think it's respect, is actually be like the headmaster of a school. That's the only guy they seem to get respect outside of their daddy or outside of the hustlers. What's the dude at the school?
So you saying he like every other black person, he got main character syndrome?
Bro, I don't know what it is, man. His dad was super conservative from South Carolina, will freaking put you through a fireplace type old school black man, but that liberal black man mindset, bro.
Is he a boomer?
He can't
No,
listen. He
same age,
cannot.
Gen X like me.
Bro,
Is he older Gen X?
Can't,
No,
he
same
can't
age as me,
accept,
50.
bro. He cannot accept, right? Going on the other side of his front door, looking out at where he lives, and accepting that as his own. Can't. Suburban radicals they cannot do that. They cannot exit their home, see that they live in a majority white area, and be like, right? They are in his heart. His people, air quotes, are these people. So it messes him up. It messes him up mentally to live in a majority white area and live a nice life and do all that stuff. But then, these aren't my people.
But I'll tell you, Freeman, and this is where I see the problem. Like with him, and there's no saving him. I took him down to my land. I got down in Honduras, with number 2, her beautiful daughters, like cousins, freaking all that in this land. We down there chilling, eating food, and he's like, bro, you living like freaking Pablo Escobar down here. I was like, yeah, no. I said, you could too. No, man, I got to keep it real. My girl. So what did he do?
Exactly.
He turned to marry the young African girl, because even though all he fuck with is Latinas, he turned to marry the young African girl in marriage number 2, basically to keep it real.
Bro, keeping it real. See, that's another thing. The whole keeping it real thing. Like you meet like black people who are otherwise right of center, right? But this like they take a lot of pride in, I don't know, something like wearing urban wear or wearing or promoting their black bona fides, right? Even though like they are separated, right? Either geographically or income wise from what most black people experience. You're like, well, I still listen to rap and I still do this thing or that thing or the other thing which makes me, black, but you live around people who aren't anything like that. It's like, dude, you don't need to keep wearing flat brim hats and living in a 7-figure house, bro. It's okay. Right? It's okay. Yeah. That doesn't really mean anything. That doesn't make you who you are, to be honest.
And I don't know, Freeman, we're about the same age. I don't know if you saw it when you went to college, man, because me and the guys like me that came from the hood, then to college, and was like, man, we don't want no part of that. But all them kids that came from like Northern Virginia, like Maryland, DC area, they were straight squares, but got down, there and be like, oh, we got to be hood now. We in college, right. So we gotta be hood. The girls, they had to date the hoodest dudes, townies. The dudes, they had to join a fraternity and pretend like they were gangbangers. Now, bro, it was the weirdest phenomenon, and this was early '90s.
Bro, lowest common denominator. Actually, I had that in high school, right? I dressed super preppy, lived in the hood. One of my best friends dressed like he was from the hood, but lived in the suburbs. Like he's wearing white T-shirts and Jordans and jeans. And you live in a neighborhood with 7-figure homes, dude. What are you doing?
I want to get dirty folks in here real quick because we're going to change the subject away from the black culture.
What up, dirty? So you can pull up to this panel, but you can't pull up to mine's on Saturday, huh? I see.
I'm about to pull up on both of y'all.
Forever. Dirty, you still there? What's going on? Mic check.
This motherfucker's equipment never worked. Come on.
This nigga calling from inside of his Jordan shoebox right now. Nigga, you got to do something about this. No. Nah, this shit is bad. But your audio is all horrible.
Yo, back out. Come right back up, dirty.
Oh, no, I know what happened. You need better equipment.
Nah, I know what happened.
Yeah, you got that string cup set up right now.
Nah. You know what happened? Y'all can hear me now. You know what happened? I had my audio going through the camera.
I'm sure you're going to tell us what happened. I'm sure it has nothing to do with the fact you don't know how to run none of your equipment.
Man, look here, little Irishman. I'm going to let you be great on that because I really don't. But don't be trying to bust me out, man. What's wrong with you, bro? Shut up. Nah, but what was you saying though, bro? I don't even know what it was taking it. All I heard was
Well, actually, nah, they was talking about black culture stuff, but I was going to ask you to just get in because I was going to switch the whole direction of the conversation. We're going to talk a little bit more about Trump and the UN before we get out of here.
What's your stance on black church, Dirty?
It's a place where women and gays and felons go. There's no heterosexual men that go there, and every girl drags their heterosexual boyfriend there, like, my church is different, and then you still take a nap, and then they wake you up with a song, and then somebody put money in here like you at a concert, and then you leave, and then you see more single mothers coming in because they got like 3 services a day, and they never work on time. They say like 10, noon, and 2, but all the motherfuckers be blurring because they don't, like, coloreds don't really know how time works. Like, I got things to do, like take a real nap. But I will say this though, it's a phenomenal religious experience, bro. Because religion is what it is, right? Re means again, a prefix, right? Again, legion means to come together. You come together again under fellowship, right? When 3 or more people come together under one ideology is a fellowship, you come together again every week under a fellowship to worship fat bitches. Like, it's designed for what it's designed for. It's not designed for Christ or anything like that. It's designed for worshiping black chicks who want their man to be faithful, yet they all married to Jesus. I mean, you go places, you go to a daycare, you expect, places.
Hey, but Dirty, can you agree that when you go into mid services, go down to the basement, get some of that good old chicken, fried chicken, the meals they giving, that'd be some of the best meals that you will have that whole entire week. I cannot lie. And don't let the cook be having a big hammock for arms. That meal gonna be saving Jesus right there, boy. I tell you.
Only if it's
well, I'll say this: there is what appears to be a religious revival among young white men in particular. And so obviously they're not going to black church.
Yeah, I think it's a message of hope and positivity in such a dark moment in this country. What man meant for evil, the Lord is now using for good. And a coward that assassinated my friend last week attempted to shut our generation up. But if anything, he woke us up. And what's been really clear is that you can kill a man, but you can't kill movements. And that's why we're moving forward. I know this is a really hard time to continue in this business, but we cannot cower and we cannot be silenced. And that's why I'm going to these 10 college campuses in my first semester of college, because I feel that it's so important to continue Charlie's legacy of championing civil discourse. The reason that we got to where we are in the country today is because our generation was raised to believe that faith and politics were taboo topics to talk about. We didn't talk about them. We didn't talk about them at the dinner table. We didn't talk about them when we go out in public. Therefore, our generation doesn't know how to talk about faith and politics. We just know how to scream at each other. And the more that we sit down across the table from each other and have civil conversation, guess what? If we leave the table still disagreeing, that's a better position than we're in today. And our generation has to learn to make America talk again.
And so you got young men. Well, put it this way. You have the Nick Fuentes Graper movement on the one side, which is a lot more aggressive and energetic. And then you also have, and they're a Christian movement as well. And then you have the Turning Point TPUSA, which is a little bit more thoughtful, a little bit more approachable, maybe. And either way, you have the youth right now. This is where the youth are going. And at the same time, you have Trump at the UN saying, y'all niggas need to stop fucking up our countries.
In Western countries and their borders. In 2024, the UN budgeted $372 million in cash assistance to support an estimated 624,000 migrants journeying into the United States. Think of that. The UN is supporting people that are illegally coming into the United States, and then we have to get them out. The UN also provided food, shelter, transportation, and debit cards to illegal aliens. Can you believe that? On the way to infiltrate our southern border. Millions of people came through that southern border. Just a year ago, millions and millions of people were pouring in, 25 million altogether over the 4 years of the incompetent Biden administration. And now we have it stopped, totally stopped. In fact, they're not even coming anymore because they know they can't get through. But what took place is totally unacceptable. The UN is supposed to stop invasions, not create them and not finance them. In the United States, we reject the idea that mass numbers of people from foreign lands can be permitted to travel halfway around the world, trample our borders, violate our sovereignty, cause unmitigated crime, and deplete our social safety net. We have reasserted that America belongs to the American people, and I encourage all countries to take their own stand in defense of their citizens as well. You have to do that because I see it. I'm not mentioning names. I see it, and I can call every single one of them out. You're destroying your countries. They're being destroyed. Europe is in serious trouble. They've been invaded by a force of illegal aliens like nobody's ever seen before. Illegal.
This person and what we just saw in terms of a presentation at the United Nations. I talk about it. I talked about, remember in the debate?
Yeah.
They laughed at him the last time he was in front of the UN.
Yeah, this time
you watched it. You remember just about, I don't know, several weeks ago, that meeting with Xi and Kim Jong-un and Putin.
Yeah.
You think they're not laughing?
Oh, they are.
As they create a new axis of partnership. What's happening? You bring people into the Oval Office. I have spent a lot of time in the Oval Office. I have spent time in the Oval Office with the president, receiving our allies and our friends from around the world. And consistently, we have seen Donald Trump bring people into the Oval Office, be they a United States governor or the head of a state of a friendly nation, and embarrass them and ridicule and demean them. That is not what a president does. This individual who occupies our White House right now,
the people's house,
has decided that he will be an emperor in his mind who will demonstrate his power by demeaning and belittling and making people feel small. But this is,
like I said, the empire strikes back. Emperor Trump has finally descended upon the United Nations and holds our afraid.
That Trump made the ambassador of France walk. Is that true, bro? Did y'all hear about that?
No, tell the story. I don't know.
I heard about him walking in front of the King of England.
No. They said dude came into New York. Trump was in New York with the presidential security squad. They shut down the street. He said a man called, was like, yo, Trump, yo, you got the street blocked off, bro, because you let my entourage through. No, President Emmanuel Macron from France, the president of France, came to New York, and he was like, yo, because you move your cars, can we get through? He was like, Trump was like, nah, nigga, walk. And there's pictures of him walking down New York with his entourage because Trump wouldn't move his cars out the way.
That's only because Trump doesn't respect his trans wife, so that's why he probably said nah.
Hey, but that goes to the point of the head doctor VP, right? Why do I have to be nice to you if I don't rock with you? What happened to farmers?
Well, why should we be nice to other people? I mean, he just said that the UN's been funding other nations sending their illegals to our country.
I mean, been doing real boomer stuff. You've been paying the enemies and saying you love me.
Right.
So I'm telling you, no, I don't rock with you like that. I'm not dealing with you. Get down and lay down, stay down. It's like, oh my God, you can't do that. Everybody can't suck their way to the top. But when did we go away from CEOs and soldiers as people to control the empire and go to lawyers? What they have law in anyway, like civil law? Like they're not even like real lawyers. They like argue with you for a living lawyers. You know what I'm saying?
Did you know George Soros has a son, right? He's like the new guy, the Soros empire heir apparent. He doesn't like Trump.
I don't think that that's the fundamental I don't think technology is the fundamental issue in democracy. Democracy is messy. I mean, democracy is about contestation of ideas. It's about plurality. It's about people having different truths, actually. Now, fundamentally, how society lives together civically in those contestations is obviously quite tricky. But I think that if we play too much on this disinformation card, we're taking responsibility away from ourselves to actually create a narrative that inspires people to vote and to believe in democracy and democratic institutions. On the institutional part, I think that we can talk about institutions as these abstract things, but institutions are also about people. And we just heard this point about untrustworthy people, and we talked about things in the United States like checks and balances, which aren't written anywhere but are customs. And one man, Donald Trump, literally came in and just took that all away. But when I see this, when I look at this, more globally regarding democracy, I also say to myself, when was this great time that everybody got along so well and things were going so great? I mean, I think I think that we really have to be careful here in this nostalgia for a time past, because a lot of the reactions we're seeing in society are actually reactions to positive things like equality for women,
No, it's not.
and greater diversity, which come with backlash.
Yeah, so that's the mini Soros there. When he
He
says
sounds
people are reacting to positive things, he's referring to this. He's calling this a positive thing. That's your positive thing he's talking about. So people are reacting poorly to this positive thing. It's your fault. You're supposed to like this. You're supposed to want this for your children. You guys are just bad people for not wanting this. I blame you.
I didn't even know that was a guy. I thought it was. I saw the septic ring, so it didn't really matter. Whoever it was going to be dumb because it went in the septic ring. But I didn't even know that was a guy at first.
It's a bridge troll. You have to say a riddle before you can pass. What is a woman? You have to solve under the bridge troll's transgender riddle, and then you can pass. What is a woman?
Isn't that the unsolvable riddle?
That's why it's a riddle.
I don't know. Anything that starts with "we need to help women," I just tune out, bro. It's Satan. There is no time where you need to help a woman with clothes on. I have learned that in my life. All the egalitarian talk only makes you a male feminist or a 1970s rock and roll androgynous guy. There is no time a sentence starts with "help women," and it's going to end right for society, humanity, civilization. Not with clothes on.
That's kind of the problem with the left. This is what I was talking about with like black culture. And even though people like to make the distinction between, black people and niggas, by and large, what are the behaviors that are just, stereotypical of black culture? Because if you talk about stereotypical Asian behaviors, you're probably going to tell me a math joke or some shit like that. So there are just kind of group reputations, whether or not you individually abide by it. And it just come to be like that whole Smithsonian thing where they started talking about all the elements of white culture, and they literally list all the positive attributes you could think of. And it just kind of makes me question, like, what are the things commonly associated with black culture that are also a civilizational positive? I mean, I'll even give you dancing and shit. Niggas can sing. Every civilization needs music and niggas that are flexible and shit.
I got a theory. I have a theory. A theory coming from, all colors. Because blacks are matriarchal and women hate men, especially men better than them. They have dreams of men better than they are, but they can't deal with the reality of somebody bigger, stronger, faster, smarter, more articulate, earn more. Like, I'm just a better at being a human being than you. You should be happy. But instead, the penis envy kicks in, so they need a weaker man so they can feel dominant in a relationship, right? And because of that, that trickles down to, I hate everybody who could save me. So then you get the people who could save you, like, you know what? I'm about to make babies. I can't deal with this. Fuck you and your kids, right? When you talk about all the shooters, take your kids with you. And that's what happens with quote unquote black culture. It's not that I've seen affluent black communities, like suburban black communities, like you don't have to have white neighbors, like everybody in the community, black and affluent. I've seen it. And in the 1990s, I saw it start going down. You know why? Because every black girl from that community was going to the west side of Chicago to find a baby daddy. I remember that 1991, like it was yesterday. I'm asking, like, why y'all bringing these project niggas to the suburbs? You must, bro. Anyway.
What you just described sounded like an invasion.
Bro, listen, I have an alternate theory real quick on that. Right? Black women want the traits in black men that will make them successful in a country like Africa, in which everyone enslaves everybody else.
Well, matriarchy is slavery. I'll give you that.
All right. They don't appreciate the attributes in a man that makes them successful in Western civilization. Unless it's the white man, right? It's like that daughters of the trade has been passed down in the DNA. So, yeah, when untethered from the...
Don't say untethered, bro. You just made me think it could come out.
Anyway, when untethered from male authority, right, and able to do whatever they want to do, right, they go out and they choose men who would be successful, right, in... a culture that produces slavery. That's what they go after.
Like
right?
warlord breeding.
Exactly.
No, 100% agree. 100% agree. I've seen that too.
Used to warlord culture. So you're breeding for warlord culture. You're not breeding for Western culture exactly, which is almost an opposite. I don't know if it's the opposite, but there are a lot of opposites to Western culture versus warlord culture.
I think it's slave culture, not warlord, because warlord would dictate that you want authority and power, and that's not what black people want.
Well, but the warlord himself.
But they only want power. Hold on. They only want power over other blacks, right?
Right.
Notice that, right? They are just like the suburban radical is subservient to the white man in his mind, though he may exceed, right, by many degrees the average white person, right? It's still white people need to do this to help black people, right? They don't have that. So excuse me. So they only want power over the blacks. Like they don't care, like suburban radicals and those people, they don't care about dead black people. They don't. You mentioned over 50% of the murder victims are black right after they mentioned it's just proximity crime. They got nothing to say. It's like it's crickets. Right? Because they don't care. Right? Shoot, freaking Doc Thunder was like, hey, it's a self-cleaning oven. Yuck, yuck, yuck.
They don't care about black men. They care a lot about black women.
No. Well, they do, but not if they're killed by another black person.
They do, bro. That's the whole argument I had about
they don't. Those two moms that got smoked at Juneteenth got smoked by a Pookie. Nobody cared.
Yeah.
Even the Charlie Kirk thing reveals something interesting. Like I heard a comment going around where like people die every day, black men die every day, but nobody cared about that as much as when Charlie Kirk died. And it's almost like a weird cope where like even among Black America, we don't care about our dead unless they're killed by a white man or like a white cop, especially. That's why I made the joke earlier. Do you suppose Black people, like all niggas get into heaven if you get killed by the police? Like that's your automatic go-to? It's like Black folk just don't care unless it's a white person that does it. If Black people kill Black people, that's Black culture. But if white people kill Black people, well, then white people are supposed to be better than that, and you shouldn't do that. It's a weird kind of
Right. They're like the white man is the master, and the master isn't living up to his.
It's not even the
morals,
master
right?
part. Don't even worry about the master.
Rules for radicals number 4.
Okay, let's separate. Let's substitute. Let's substitute the word master with man, right? Because if you listen to a girl, that means you're a toddler too, because you got the mindset of a 4-year-old, because you listen to a 4-year-old. When you listen to how Black people colloquially talk about white people, like the police are the man, like all authority is the man. You know what I'm saying? They put themselves in the box of a charm, right? And act like that they are I don't want to say subservient, that's not the right word, but that they're a tier below white men. And my whole thing is white men don't even like white men, but even if they all were united, even if the Germans did like my Irish friend and they didn't, we're number 2. We're number 2. What happens is when you listen to Black women, they don't respect you. If you don't listen to them, they try to get you killed, and then they get a white guy. I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Every single woman that talks about reparations in government, right? Whether it's Justice Brown Jackson, who don't know if she's Black or white, she don't know what a woman is, my bad. Whether it's Shorty in California who didn't even have slavery, but they trying to do their thing. Whether it's Councilman Flanagan in Chicago talking about reparations. Number one, it's always Black women, and number 2, they always have a white husband. And what I have learned through my research, because I studied, toddlers. I'm a toddlerologist. All of them were sluts at some point in time with a bunch of Kamala, same thing. Busting down Montel, everybody else. They all treated Black men like sex objects. And then when they wanted to settle down, they got a white guy. And they treated a white guy who didn't have as much as the Black men they dealt with as reference. Or even in Chicago, I know Shorty personally, every Black dude she dated had to be a criminal. He had to sell drugs or steal cars or bounce checks or whatever. He had to be a criminal. So he went to college for 5 years to get a degree. Didn't date one dude at a HBCU. Came home to date a white guy in college and married him. And God bless their union. But I'm asking, like, why did you pick this white guy eating ramen noodles? But every Black dude you come through, he gotta make it rain. Like, because niggas woo. And I'm like, oh, you hate Black men. Everywhere you go, I see you hate Black men. I had boys, I'm gang leader. No, I'm just playing. I had a club, and I'm like, let my boys cut your grass. And Black women were like, no, I'm hiring Mexicans. Everybody hates Black males, and those Black males still love Black women. So if somebody hates you, they're not gonna have your best interest in mind in your community.
Not me. I don't love them. I don't love them dirty. I actually got a trip to a Black woman before I came to work here. You know what I'm saying? Just to compensate. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead.
That's all I'm saying, bro. All I'm saying, it doesn't matter with your doesn't matter if your crib is 7 figures. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'll show you gentrification happen.
Shout out to Mr. O for keeping the balance. Balance in the force is always prominent. Paramount. I keep mixing those 2 words up. There's something else I want to share with you guys. Hold on a second. We got a video. We got a video to watch. I always like to intersperse these things with a visual aid.
Hey, Hood, before you press it.
You know what? I heard Trump is using this as a screensaver on his phone right now. This image of Bling Trump.
Yeah, that's a pretty epic grill he's got right there. I must say.
Did y'all hear that the Trump attempt assassinator just recently stabbed himself in the neck after the guilty verdict that just came through my little ticker?
How do you stab yourself in the neck, bro?
In prison?
With a knife, a spoon, a pencil.
Right. It's not the how. It's the how do you do it in jail?
Right.
It's jail. You can find anything in jail.
Yeah, but it's difficult. You have to be creative. He probably got it from a black guy.
He
All right.
probably stabbed himself
Wow.
in the neck with a toilet paper.
Hold on. I want to play this video.
Dear Black people, my name is Danny Matherson, and I am 6 years old and live in West Plains, New Jersey. Today at school, we learned about slavery and how mean people were to the slaves. I think that was bad, and I am glad that there are no more slaves anymore and that Black people have freedom. I'm sorry for all the things that white people did to Black people, and I hope you are not sad about it anymore. Love, Danny. P.S. Could you guys give my daddy his lawnmower back?
Dear Danny Matheson, shut the fuck up. We got half a mind to come kick your ass in the asses of all y'all motherfuckers in West Plains, New Jersey. Drop your faggot ass shit with your I hope you ain't sad no more. I'm sorry for all the things white people have done. Bullshit. You can't apologize for 400 motherfucking years of oppression with some half-ass school project and expect everything to be peaches and cream. If we ever see you, we will kick your fucking ass so hard that candy will come out. Sincerely, the Black people. P.S. Fuck your dad's lawnmower. We ain't even got that shit no more.
Shout out to the Black people standing on business.
Freeman, did you just play, bro? That was great.
Did you notice in the visual that they showed the white people actually writing words, and the black people, they covered up the words because there were none?
Get out. Get out.
First of all, with the white people, I noticed that those were that weren't even words.
I'm just saying that was a pretty epic visual if you didn't catch it.
People with a marker. You had a white boy with a marker scribbling whatever he was scribbling. He showed 6 years old.
Yeah, those ain't real words, bro.
Those are absolutely real words, sir.
Those are not real words. The only real word says dear, kinda, and the rest of it is just scribble, 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 scribble.
It says dear coon.
You would see that, wouldn't you?
That was crazy. That was crazy.
Well, hold up.
Hey, look, they don't even show any scribbles on the black person's
side.
Nothing.
Yeah,
he's covering it up with his hand in his arm the whole time.
Oh, why they do it like that? Oh man, this is that fine high level racism. It's like that refined European racism that came down from hundreds of years of dominance and refinement. Great stuff. Anyway, I was actually looking for something else, but I just came across that and I remembered that was funny.
It's even more funny now.
Damn, I got too many bookmarks. I'm gonna have to empty this shit again. Because it was something about yeah, just for fucking fun, we got to end this off picking on Keisha. I haven't really picked on Keisha much lately. Maybe incidentally, just it's subject matter, but not directly. So gotta keep these muscles strong. If you don't use them, you lose them.
I'm crying because I'm frustrated. And I'm just going to make this video to let out all of the anger and frustration that all the Black women feel because I'm tired of it. There's this viral video of Jinjay, whatever the fuck, from UK saying some shit about Black women. And I'm here to let out the anger of shut the fuck up. I want everyone to shut the fuck up about Black women. I'm so serious. I am just so I don't think you understand the weight this holds on Black women. It's always fucking something. Always something. Always something to be said about Black women. Black women wear weave. You don't wear your weave. You wear weave because you don't like yourself. Oh my God, y'all don't want to be natural. Then when I wear my natural hair and just because it's short and 4C, then I'm ugly as shit. Leave me alone! Leave us alone! That's it! If you don't want Black women, go with the other ones! Stop talking to us! Talking about us! Shut the fuck up! I'm so tired! It's always something from white people, then it's from Black men, then it's from Africans. I'm tired! Shut the fuck up!
They really do think
Emotional damage. You want some therapy?
they really do
But-
think that they're the only ones that should get to say shit about shit, don't they?
Yep.
This is crazy. I mean, here's an idea. If you don't want people to say shit about you, shut your fucking mouth. It's real simple.
You can't listen. She just told you stop talking about it. And the first thing you did is talk about it. You see what I mean? White men do not listen.
I mean,
Bro, that is the type of rage that only an ugly woman can feel. Right? If she were attractive, she'd be fine. You know, if she look at her, if she didn't look like a walking banana slug, she'd be fine. Literally, if she got in the gym, dropped about 50 pounds, right, and started smiling, this would never happen again.
She would still be ugly though. That's her point.
That's
Her point was
okay.
like,
That's okay. Ugly is fine. Ugly, like Butterface, we have that
neck
term for a
down,
reason,
Butterface.
right? Because Butterfaces can get it. That's why we have the term Butterface. She will be just fine. But looking the way she does, only homeless dudes and like, you know, retirees like in their 60s want that, right?
Bruh, I have seen some beautiful bald head girls when I hate getting hair because I felt like I'm with a man, but they was cute though. Like her not having hair ain't you ain't ugly because you bald. You ugly because you ugly.
Hood.
That
I
is
put a
such a
video
struggle.
in the back.
Play it again. I ain't see it. Can't play it again. I didn't see it.
No, we would
And I put another one in the back for you. I don't know if you've seen it yet or not, but I think you'll enjoy it.
All right, 1 second.
I'm crying because I'm frustrated. And I'm just going to make this video to let out all of the anger and frustration that all the Black women feel because I'm tired of it. There's this viral video of J, whatever the fuck, from UK saying some shit about Black women. And I'm here to let out the anger of shut the fuck up. I want everyone to shut the fuck up about Black women. I'm so serious. I am just so like, I don't think you understand the weight this holds on Black women. It's always fucking something. Always something. Always something to be said about Black women. Black women wear weave. You don't wear your weave. You wear weave because you don't like yourself. Oh my God, y'all don't want to be natural. Then when I wear my natural hair, and just because it's short and 4C, then I'm ugly as shit. Leave me alone. Leave us alone. That's it. If you don't want Black women, go with the other ones. Stop talking to us. Stop talking about us. Shut the fuck up. I'm so tired. It's always something from white people, then it's from Black men, then it's from Africans. I'm tired. Shut the fuck up.
Okay, I got a question. I have a question. How many of these imaginary haters actually talk to her? Now, the internet is a cruel place. I can see you be on Twitter or something. They be like, "Man, take your ugly ass off." Did she say when she how many people?
Quite a few.
My damn, I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. O, your audio is double.
Something's wrong
You're
with
giving
your
us
mic.
crazy echo right now, Mr. O. But I want to jump to another video. You know, it's funny, Snowman. You put this up as a video to play, and I had this video. I recently just bookmarked this exact same thing.
So did I, dude. I just bookmarked it yesterday. I saw that. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, because it goes around.
Hey,
every
before
now
y'all
and then.
continue,
Yeah.
hey, didn't she look like the creature, the sloth from the Goonies, with that bonnet on? Y'all remember the Goonies,
Just
right?
looked sloppy. It was just all bad, bro. No shape, titties all the way at her knees. Bro.
I put a link in the back chat just to give y'all reference. Remember the sloth from the Goonies?
I'm like the only kid born in the 80s who never saw the Goonies and don't want to, bro.
But
But
I want to play the perfect clap back to that.
It is
lady's
too,
video.
man. It is the perfect clapback. And that Burger King fucking crown he's wearing just tops it off, dude.
I mean, he immortalized the Burger King crown. I will never think of a Burger King crown the same after this video.
I mean, I think he wears it better than Pepe.
Good. We're gonna contact them. Thank you. You need to. This is my seat. Can you stand up? Where is 25A? Where is 25A? Why did she just knee me in the stomach? Because you deserve it. Yes, she did. Because you deserve it. Did you get that on camera? You deserve it. You deserve it. Excuse me, I'm part West African. You deserve I can say nigger anytime I want. Guys, you need me in the stomach. I want to press charges. Nobody. Take your shit. Get the fuck out of my seat. Kick that nigger bitch off the plane.
Dude, that grit. Oh God.
Take your stuff and get out of
Did
my
he
seat.
just say what he just said?
This is an epic moment. This is a real moment. But look at the face he made right after he said it. Like, look at that smile. He was really feeling himself. He was really loving the moment of it all. Like, I felt his enjoyment in that moment. Like, he was my spirit animal for a minute. Because, like, how many guys have had that exact feeling?
That's the "you're cool" guy. Remember,
Hey, all I know is
with you, you're cool. That's a "you cool" guy.
Oh yeah. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. Fuck you.
I felt proud to be of the Caucasian, experience when I watched this moment here. This made me very proud to be Caucasian.
This was a symbol, though. This was a symbol where the tide is definitely shifting on the ground. Like during the Floyd era, people were just doing the most, right? But now the pushback is everywhere, bro.
You're judging me based on my skin color.
No, you guys just want to be so oppressed. You're not oppressed. You guys are.
You're also not oppressed.
Yes, I am.
You
I
have
get racial slurs all the
So
time.
how many look up how many scholarships are just for Black people.
So what? You guys get everything.
What do we get? What do we get?
You guys are not oppressed.
What do we get? You're judging me based on my skin color.
No.
Shout out to the white girls. They are getting sick of Keisha's bullshit. Like, nobody's oppressing you, Keisha. Go have another abortion and shut the fuck up.
No,
not
really.
When I die, I'ma go to Snow Bunny Heaven. Snow Bunny Heaven.
I'm mad she got the abortion belly, bro. You called. I've been looking at that belly for a minute. Like, she almost skinny, but not quite like she was supposed to have a. Yeah, she got the abortion body.
You got a baby mama body with no kids.
I was going to say that looks like abortion belly.
Yeah, it look like abortion belly, bro. I've been looking at that belly the whole time. She trying to wear pants like the Brat in 1995, like she's so funkified, but.
How you built like a baby mama and you ain't passed not one baby out? Terrible. Terrible. God damn. What were we supposed to do with this? Anyway, man, listen, I gotta get up out of here in a minute, bro. Nah, we be putting people on the new things, man. Man-made horrors you never seen before.
Man. Hey, but you gotta hunt your prey, yo. You gotta know if your prey sick or not. Girls don't have to hunt. Guys gotta hunt. Like,
just remember, we come up with new terminology over here on Hoodservative. New one today is abortion belly.
Yo, when we gonna do that stream on Jordanomics, Hood? I was supposed to get in contact with you through Bandit, but we were supposed to do it this Sunday.
Bandit tried to get in contact with me. Honestly, by the time I even got his heads up, it was way late. He kind of the timing I was off. The timing was off on it. We were trying to work this one out. Because I know
I was gonna say let's do it on my channel.
I'm actually gonna go to work the late shift like later on tonight. So like I'm busy as hell. So I know when it happens, it'll probably be on your channel, and I'll just have to pop up on the headphones.
Is that what they're calling stealing and robbing and thieving in the middle of the night now, Hood? Work?
You shut your filthy mouth. Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Wait on, hold on, little B&E cracker. You can't go around here talking bad about hard-working BMWs. God damn it. You're a goddamn heathen. A goddamn criminal heathen. You just keep eating coochie and babysitting your son for a living. Don't be
I got 6 jobs. I don't get tired. I don't know what the hell you do.
said you just keep babysitting your son and eating coochie for a living. That was great.
You had to eat that one, so you had to own that one.
That was great.
Because the real talk, it's not a bad life. You feel me?
It's not, dude.
All right, so hood.
When you make it sound like that, man.
Hood.
Getting to a
Hood.
point.
Pause it.
Hold on.
Every time you leave your house, $50. Pay, buy, purchase, payment. Fuck! Gotta buy books, gotta pay rent. You look up, you out of toothpaste. The next day you go get toothpaste, you out of soap. You go buy soap, now you out of deodorant. You looked at your gas tank and you only have 5 miles left. The first is Monday. It was just the first. I need a cigarette. I need God himself to come down and hand me 30 bands right now. Like this life. And then it wanted to do all of this when I become the adult. When I'm a grown up. Because I could have sworn back when I was 12, my mama was buying houses for $6. Like grandma them paid 50 cents.
Wait, what?
For the house, their down payment. Like I can't even live with roommates for rent $1,000. Gas $50. Every time you pass by a gas station, look at the price of the gas. $3. $3. Is this California? What?
Nope. It's like 7 in California. You know what's so funny? Because she's talking about buying books, which is only things girls in college talk about. And it's hilarious. I could tell right away the stress of being alone. My daughter told me she needed some money the other day, and I sent her some money. And then a couple days later, I sent her a little bit more money because I know it's hard out here. And this girl ain't got no daddy.
Man, forget that hood. That the contraption that she got on her head cost at least about $500 damn dollars. It's not worth it, but that's what she paid for. That's what all her money had went to. You know what I'm saying? Out in the so-called granny. Why is the model woman out here want to look like the grandmas from the 1950s with these so-called glasses and everything, and want to add a septum ring like it's a modern day accessory?
Yo. I was just getting ready to tell you, I can tell by her septum ring she doesn't have a strong relationship with her father. That is a dead giveaway.
Nothing.
I just want to respond to this by saying that God is not in the business of giving his money away to black quiches.
Well, no, the white man was doing that for a while, but you guys got all self-conscious and white positive and shit.
No, you know what happened? Keisha forgot that that Becky was her only ally. That's what happened.
Real
She
shit.
forgot that all Becky's money came from Brad.
That too, but she's talking shit to Becky like, Becky, you don't understand my struggle. Becky, the only one helping you. Becky, an old boomer man who guilty that they sex swiller in the 1970s and now they married to a single mother playing stepdad trying to, find a beard. They care. But besides them gay Becky, she's the only one that loved you. We was trying to pimp you. We was watching Dolomite. They never know who their friends are, bro. That's why I say, bro, when they say black people don't have allies, I'm like, black people, it's not you don't have allies because you're a color. You don't have allies because of Keisha.
They know the thing is they used to have allies. See, the problem is a lot of black folks have a bad habit of burning bridges all the way to the ground to where you can't never use them again, even to rebuild a new bridge.
I was thinking about that about boomers in general, but I
like Africa. Are you talking about Africa? Sounds like a very African thing that's been going on. That's why they got to go build bridges. I wish Mr. Beast would stop building wells over there.
I'm
I
telling
feel like
you, dude.
he's cursing us all.
I want to bust some check scams in Liberia, bro. I heard they don't have no national banks.
Like,
how would you know?
It's like gremlins. You sprinkle water on them, the motherfuckers just multiply and triplicate and shit.
She wouldn't even be a bad looking girl if it wasn't for the baby hairs on the septic ring. Like, she would be like Section 8able. I help girls get housing.
Section 8able?
Section 8able.
Yeah, I help girls get housing, baby. Section 8.
My daughters have those stupid septum rings.
Oh
Rebellion.
shit! Finally, I found the video I was looking for. I forgot where I put it. I knew I stuffed it in one of my online stash boxes, and I forgot which stash box it was in. All right, we got it now. All right, we're gonna wrap this one up in a little bit, but I was looking for this one video to talk about because
Is that a dude?
no, I don't believe so, but I haven't
Girl.
actually watched
Are
it
you
all
trying
the
to say
way out
black
to
women
say
look like
some of
men,
it.
so man?
Some of them
You
do.
guys all do
It's
look the same.
unfortunate. Let's not
Some
keep
of them
going.
have a strong
Shut up.
chin. You got to go by the fingers, though. That's a girl.
Fantasy that black women are going through on this app right now. It's wrap it up, ladies, because it's getting crazy and real. The interracial love fantasies that black women are going through on this app right now. It's wrap it up, ladies, because it's getting crazy and real ahistorical. I just got home from the office, and one of the first videos I see is a discussion on whether white men will be the ones to protect black women under our current system. When have white men ever had a documented history of protecting black women? I will wait. I just don't even know where these ideas are stemming from. If you understand patriarchal white supremacist systems, why would you think that the people who sit at
Pause, Hood.
She got some nice titties. I ain't gonna lie. I give her about 7 medium stank.
No, is her name Charcoal? Did I hear that right?
Is that her name? I didn't even catch that.
Did you gotta go? She said her name was Charcoal. What?
But hold on, real quick. Thank you, Chocolate Bunny, for the donation. Shout out to Drew. Welcome to the church. Come on down. Take your seat in the front row.
Get it again. Okay, I'm gonna say it again. I come in the name of Jesus. Repeat it after me, bitch. I come in the name of Jesus by the power of the Holy Spirit.
Yeah, I did not catch that name. Hold on. Now I got to run it back a little bit.
I'm still not 100% convinced that's a real woman.
It's a real woman, bro.
God damn it. I hate this conversation.
The interracial love fantasies that black women are going through on this app right now. It's wrap it up.
I'm gonna pause real
Wrap
quick.
it up,
Pause
ladies,
right
because
here.
it's getting crazy and real ahistorical.
Now you got to go back a little bit to show her hands. So he shut up.
It was the perfect play to pause it. You can see the Adam's apple. Look,
You can't see no Adam's.
Look, you can see a knot right there.
You know, Adam's apple. She just got a strong chin. Nah,
But
look at
you
the
gotta get to
fingers.
that name. Yeah, that's
The
real.
fingers are long and slender, bro. That's a girl's hand.
Yep.
You know what? I don't even want to have this conversation right now. Oh my God.
I got home from the office, and one of the first videos I see is a discussion on whether white men will be the ones to protect black women under our current system. When have white men ever had a documented history of protecting black women? I will wait. I just don't even know where these ideas are stemming from. If you understand patriarchal white supremacist systems, why would you think that the people who sit at the highest echelons of that ladder are going to be the ones to save you when this all starts to crumble?
You at the top colonizer.
And again, it is all based on this dedication to the fantasy that Prince Charming is coming to save you. Prince
Okay,
Charming
you can
is
pause right there,
nobody
Hood.
is coming to save you. It's not a white man. It's
Okay,
nice
do you want to like insert the video we did where we read from the history of the Klan how they used to protect the queens?
I mean, the reality of it is some women will always get chose up, and under every circumstance, you know, there will always be women who get chose up.
Yeah, them the Arthur Maroons, you know what I'm saying? Them the Maroons, the ones that was at the Tawana house, you know what I'm saying? The ones in Louisiana with that Creole blood.
Why
You wanna
the fuck
run,
you sound like GTA 5
100
in
miles
your
away, nigga.
background? God damn.
It's like he just blew up
I'm in Chicago,
Batman
motherfucker.
Hospital. Just blew up Gotham Hospital like the Joker walking away
a
now.
black man. I always say every
Irony
day,
is that was
you
Chicago
have to
too.
save yourself. Like, that's the answer. White men are not a liberation strategy. Romantic love with men who sit at the highest echelons of the food pyramid is not saving you. I just don't
Fruiterman.
know. You have to be self-sufficient.
We need to stop. This bitch just introduced a new word to our
With
lexicon.
men who sit at the highest echelons of the Foodermid.
A foodermid. So
what?
it's a pyramid.
Wait, what?
It's a pyramid of food, right? It's a pyramid of food, but the food is made of men. So at the lower level is the lower quality, average, regular food. The higher up you go, the nicer you get. You know, you go into Fuddruckers and Chili's and shit like that. And then you get up, you know, you got Fogo de Chao. And then you get even higher. You go to restaurants that I don't even know the name of. I can't even pronounce the menu.
Like go to Ramsey's restaurant, that burger right there. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There's levels to the foodermid.
The foodermid is crazy, bro. We all have to pause on that. Like, what?
Yeah, man.
Well, what makes wait, here's my question.
But that sounds like a dumbass word a white liberal chick would make up.
Well, all black
girl,
girls
bro.
Gay white men, straight black women, same thing.
I'm sorry, I don't think she has the brain processing power to make up a word like that, though.
Well, some chick did.
I think she messed up.
I just don't know. You have to be self-sufficient. Those are the answers you're looking for. Like these hypotheses, the answer comes from relying on yourself, investing in yourself, investing in community with other women. Like you have to reimagine a new world.
Something about her she's married to a white guy.
I put a whole rack on it that a white man paid for them veneers.
I'm telling you, she's married to a whole white man.
Oh, dude, a white dude paid for them fake titties she's got.
They are fake. I've been looking at them. They don't jiggle. But
at all, dude, at all. They don't even move. They don't breathe. They don't nothing.
But thanks to the white man that he actually tried to glow up Miss Bessie right here, because she kind of looking like kind of decent right here. She could get skeeted on in braziers and ghetto gaggers.
Now she African, bro. Somebody got her fresh off the boat. See somebody.
Oh, Hood. Did you see that World Star, man? You got to cover that shit with a passport poop, a passport lame, brought the Kenyan chick back. And she left him for the white man.
I'm doing a show on that later.
Oh, God.
African women are like that's their goal. Like they're not even shy about it.
Imagination and imagine a world in which women save themselves. I don't know why we are really struggling with this to the point where we've now moved on from thinking that it's going to be a benevolent black man that's going to save you from this patriarchal capitalist hellscape and thinking actually it's the white guy that's going to save me. What are we talking about? And then I know there's theories about like, if you're going to get married, you might as well marry white, you might as well marry wealthy, you might as well marry a good person. Like, let's talk about it. You want to marry a person of character, kindness. You know what happens? And God forbid this guy stops liking you anymore. More privilege that he already has the privilege of being a man. But you put on top of that he's wealthy, you put on top of that he's a white, you will be crushed underneath his thumb if he ever decides to weaponize any of that. You need to marry a good, kind person with character, morality. Yes, preferably one with some coins. Okay? But this idea that like this white wealthy man is coming to save you from your circumstance, let it go.
Monetized.
Watching this reminds me I gotta go burn trash.
Hey, Hood. Let me tell y'all something, man. When I was Ubering in San Antonio, I picked these two Mexican cats up. And you know, we on the east side. I'm like, man, what these two Mexican dudes doing over here in the hood and shit? And they like, man, bro, I don't know, man, about you. You know, I'm like, talking to me, yeah, man. He's like, man, these Mexican women are trash, man. You got to get a good sister, man. Only a sister treats you good. Everything we say about the queens and the strags, they were saying that about Mexican women. Like, yeah, the only ones that'll ride for you and be down for you, cook, take care of motherfucker are the black women out here, the sister girls out here. I'm looking at them like,
I believe him. 110%, Troy. I believe him. No, check this out. Rest in peace to my boy Conto. Conto was a black guy dating a Puerto Rican, right? I went to his girl crib was I with him that day? He was having a fish fry. He's a black guy with a Puerto Rican girl. She has a brother, a Puerto Rican boy, who was with a white girl. The white girl brought her, a homie, or whatever, a white guy that was with a black girl. It looked like the Rainbow Coalition in that, bro. And it comes down to all women hate their own men. That's all it really come down to, bro. All women hate everybody want exotic. Like, I want a girl with a dot on her head so I can aim, but I can't find no error. That's all it is, bro. Everybody hates their own.
I tend to agree with that. Women in general, just sort of, it's the rebellious nature of women. You know, as much as we talk about the endless thirst, I think the corollary to the endless thirst, like literally the opposite side of the coin, is the endless shit test. I think that's kind of the yin yang. Right. It's the yin yang. The men are endlessly thirsty, therefore the women will endlessly shit test. That's the only way to bring balance to the force, right?
Man, life is a shit test in itself. Life itself is a shit test. They just the progenitor. They just a chaos opponent of it.
I mean, you could choke out real quick.
Everyday life. Yep. But we're gonna wrap this one up. We just passed the 3-hour mark, so we're gonna get out of here while it's still safe. I don't even know. I'm gonna see how green this stream stays up. But we were doing great. We were doing good. I've been doing good keeping my streams like fully monetizable lately. My average is up pretty well. So shout out to you, shout out to me, shout out to the audience. What were you gonna say, man?
I was gonna say, see if this keeps it monetized. End the show with this. You'll love it.
No, Mr. White.
No,
man.
I'm already saying no, and I didn't even clip on it.
I'm saying because
it's from X. It's from Twitter, man. You know it's safe.
Nah. Hey, real quick, hey, Mr. O, I gotta dip you. Hey, Mr. O, put your channel in the back, man. I'm gonna check out that stream, man. That passport bro shit is wild.
All right, y'all. I'm out, man. Thanks for having me up, man.
Hey,
no doubt, man. Yeah, I'm gonna check you guys later. Thank y'all for coming out. Appreciate you all for coming through. Like the video on your way out. Welcome to the new memberships. I mean, welcome to all the new church members out there. Thank y'all so much for hitting that like button. I'm gonna need you to hit the like button on your way out, or I'm gonna put you on one of Trump's lists. All right. We're putting people on lists now. We're doing it now. Goddamn it! It's a whole new day. America is on a new vibe. Shout out to the new Trump. Shit talking the whole United Nations. Like, this is how powerful that moment is, right? You like gather all the world's leaders into one building that I actually own and pay every goddamn bill in this whole building. So it was really such a flex. And then you get them all in one place, and like, you people really fucking suck. All right. Every one of you, you're all terrible. Right? Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Russia, you're cool. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Somebody had to do it. I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it.
None of these niggas have motion except for me. There has to be one real nigga left in America, in this damn country.
It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done.